I Selassie I Jah. Rastafari, give thanks and praise unto Rastafari for his goodness, for his mercy. His mercy endured forever. Heart of celebration, everyone worldwide. Heart of Marcus, Earthborn celebration going through it now and now. Give thanks for the sabbatical journey. Exodus 20, 6-day labor, 7-day rest. Most High, Selassie I Jah. Rastafari, give thanks for the giving of thanks. Give thanks for our President Gordon King, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the Black Christ returned 2,000 years later to redeem the house of Israel, to seal 144,000 elect saints of God to fulfill the prophecy in Revelation chapter 7. Give thanks for all things, great and small. Most High, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, today, royal family. Yeah, we going live. We're gonna reason on marriage, relationship, living a single life. What was God's intention for I and I? Give thanks for coming in, royal family. Give thanks for coming in on the reasoning on relationship, marriage, and the single life. Yes, royal family, give thanks for coming in. Today we're gonna address, God's purpose for us, in relationships, with other human beings, So today we're gonna use, our Black Supremacy teachings from King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. We're gonna use the Bible, our Black Again channel is always about the common sense. We're gonna use our common sense, the Bible, Black Supremacy teachings, and we're gonna see what I and I could get understanding from, the true understanding of relationship between I and I as a people, So, one of the first scriptures we want to go to is to the book of Genesis, and right in the book of Genesis, we find that, the text, is kind of interesting, because King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, he teaches us to read the Bible with understanding, because over the years, through the translation and through the intentions of a lot of societies, as they translate the Bible, they kind of put some stuff allegoric and some stuff literal, and for the very first Genesis text in regards to the creation story, it seems to be more allegorical, in that, the Bible says that God created man, Adam. And then when he saw he was lonely, he created woman, which, has to have some more in-depth understanding, because God himself, he had his queen. That's why he say, let us make man, you see. So the queen was always the helper, God could have created man himself. No, he needed help. So he gone to his queen. He say, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. So it was already in the consciousness of God that Adam had to have a helpmate, to, make, himself in procreation. But the way the text put it, the text say, God saw that Adam was lonely in the garden, so he made him a helpmate, which is a bit of twisting of the translations, to say the man was lonely and that's when God realized he needed a woman. No, it's already, in the understanding of God that procreation can only happen through Adam having a wife. That's the only way they're gonna have Abel and Cain as children. Because if you check in the text, God gave man dominion over the earth. And he told them to be what? Fruitful and multiply. So it wasn't already in the nature of God to know that the animals had males and female. That's how they procreate. The fruits and the vegetations, they had male and female. That's how they procreate and make seeds. So it could not be, to God some kind of confusion that Adam needed, a helpmate or a queen. But we could just go off from there, where we see that Adam had a queen, that was the first relationship, between the creational people of God, we know as, the descendants of the biblical teachings, you see. Adam and Eve, they had, Cain and Abel. This is important because the first relationships of earth were monogamous. They were only, the husband and the wife. There was no husband and two wives, or, a wife and two husbands. That's not scripture, you see. When we go and we check into the genealogy of Adam, we'll find out that Seth, his son, Seth had one wife, you see. Eros, the son of Seth, he had one wife. Canaan had one wife. Mahalalel, he had one wife. Jared, which was a descendant, had one wife. Enoch had one wife. All these people had one wife. It's only until Lamech, who was a descendant of Cain, you see. Yeah, Lamech was a descendant of Cain. He was the son of Methuselah, you see, which was the 8th generation from Adam. It was only until Lamech, a descendant of Cain, you remember Cain who killed Abel. So Cain was already in the era of the will of God. And his descendants continued in this era until Lamech, being the son of Methuselah, married two wives. This was the first act of polygamy, and it was through the lineage of Cain, which was a corrupt lineage. As God, when Cain killed Abel, God brought forth Seth, you see, and Seth became the royal holy lineage, you see. But at the same time, Cain had his lineage continuing, you see, and that's where this first polygamy basically came in, to relationships. Now, when we look even, to Abraham, Abraham came way after the flood, you see, because Shem had one wife, you see. Noah had one wife. Noah's wife name was Nama. Shem's wife name was Salit. You see? Abraham's wife was Sarah. Only one wife. Now, Sarah was the descent of Terah. Terah came from the Tower of Babel, the time of the building of the Tower of Babel. That was a corrupted time in history. Abraham himself, Terah being his father, was also from a corrupted, idolatrous generation. You see? And that's why God had to come to Abraham to remove him from the way the generations was being corrupted. You see? So after Shem having one wife, then it's only because of Abraham. Now watch this. It wasn't even Abraham's choice to have two wives. It was not Abraham's choice. It was Sarah's choice. Sarah coming from this descent of, this now corrupted Lamech generation being mixed up because they was building a Tower of Babel, and that was what was running the world. It was corrupted. This after the flood, you see. So Sarah went to Abraham out of her insecurities, and she said to Abraham she would give Abraham her handmaid, you see, in which they still turn against Sarah. Because Sarah, at the end of the day, Sarah hated the handmaid because she could have a baby and Sarah couldn't have a baby for Abraham. So Abraham said to Sarah, that is your handmaid. Do what you will with her. And Sarah put her away. So that's to show you that in the true lineage of Seth, it is common to have one wife. It was only through Lamech, you see, and through the corruption over time, the king started to have more and more wives. Now, when we look further down, let's look at the corruption that come from this multiple wives. We'll go to Solomon. We're going to go to the book of First Kings. Let's go to the book of First Kings, verses 11. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Judges, First and Second Kings, 11. Let's go to First Kings 11. First Kings 11 and 13. And it readeth, howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe. Hold on now, we reading the right thing? Let's go now, royal family. Okay, there we go. It's 1 Kings 11, first verse. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, the woman of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Zidonians, and the Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives. You see that? Now, a lot of people teach it like Solomon was the wisest man, and he had 700 wives, and that was the will of God. That's not what the scripture is saying. The scripture says that, verse 1, but King Solomon loved many strange women. And then when we go to verse 2, it says, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your hearts after their gods. So Solomon was not doing the right thing by having 700 women and 500 concubines. It was against the will of God. He was doing his own will because God told him not to do it. You see? And when we go to verse 3, when we go to verse 3, and it says, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. You see that? Solomon was only the wisest man in his days, not in all humanity. In his days, not in David's days, not in Methuselah days, not in Enoch days, not in Elijah days. In the days of Solomon, he was the wisest man of his days. But he was not the wisest man on the planet. Because he go and get 700 wives, what God tell him not to do. And this woman did what? His wives turned away his heart from God. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil. You hear that? Evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as David did his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, an abomination of Moab, in the hill of that is in before Jerusalem, and for Molech, an abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for the strange wives, which burned incense and sacrifice unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant, many like the first. Most High, Selassie, Jah Rastafari. So we see right now that this multiple wife thing kind of get out of hand, from Lamech, who only had 2 wives, until it extend down into like a gluttony, where even Solomon, the wise man in his days, he became gluttonous with this multiple wife, to the point where it caused him the whole kingdom, and God rent the kingdom from him. The Ark of the Covenant was taken from Solomon because of this multiple system, of wife. And even when we come into the book of Revelation, it shows us of, the adultery, the fornication, Same said, wait, another form of adultery is for us as nations to have interaction with other nations. If you're a European and you haven't, married an African, that's a form of adultery, in the house of Israelite. You see, because God, asks that this does not be done, that nations, cross up among one another. So yes, royal family, according to scripture, we could see now from creation, God intended Adam and Eve, a husband and a wife. Even when we look in the New Testament, Christ say, when a man and a woman marry, they become one. You see, so Adam and Eve become one. And again, we only see until Lamech, which was a corrupted seed. He went and got 2 wives. Then Sarah, being of that corruption, enticed Abraham to have a child for her handmaid. And then this thing started to spread down to Jacob. Then Jacob had different wives for different reasons. This one couldn't have baby, so you had to let that one have the baby. I ain't gonna get into each of the prophets and each of the kings, but if you do the research, you will see various reasons. Even when we look at one of the prophets, he worked 7 years for Leah, and then when he finished, he didn't get her. He get the oldest sister, so he had to wait another 7 years to get who he actually wants. So that's how he ended up with 2 wives. That wasn't his true intention. He was in love with that one woman, but he get forced into having 2. You see, so there was a lot of corruption that led to the point where Solomon, had 700 wives. And around the world, especially in the Rastafarian community, it is taught that it is a culture to have multiple wives like Solomon, to be like the great King Solomon. Solomon was great before he went and get his 700 wives and 500 concubines from all over the world. Just like Bob Marley gone and get wives from all over the world. And what they call Bob Marley? Solomon. But we can see the latter end of Bob Marley, his glory was taken away. He didn't pass in an old, wealthy age, having great-great-grandchildren. He passed at a very young age. You see? So is Solomon, that mentality we have to see Solomon from the scripture that is being taught to us through black supremacy understanding. Solomon would have reigned and gone in his glory, continuing to have the Ark of the Covenant, but the Ark of the Covenant was taken from him. The power was taken from him, through the same polygamy mentality that get out of control, So yes, royal family, when we come to the day, as Christ teach, the black Christ come today in this time, the black Christ come with one empress, Empress Rachel, that's all I know of. One empress, you see. Because true Christ come to be the Adam, you see, the redeemed Adam, the Adam that never faulty. You see, when Eve bite the apple, according to the allegory, Adam follow after her. But in this time when King Emmanuel, the redeemed Adam, come and Eve bite the apple, King Emmanuel ain't follow up after her. He hold firm and hold himself as the original man. You see? And the goddess have to come to the God of right in this time to show the original family, which was also exemplified in His Majesty and Empress Menen, the first father and mother of creation. They the first examples of humanity, of relationship between humanity. You see? Yeah, that's why the king crowned the empress the same time to show that it's man and woman created same time. It's man and woman when God said, let us make man. And He make man and woman in His image. You see? Even though the biblical, Genesis text is saying that Adam was made first, then Eve. Eve take out the rib of Adam. You know how that go. But in reality, we know say man and woman was created the same time. They was here together simultaneously on earth by themselves to procreate, to make what we'll call Cain then Abel. You see? Yeah. And, more say Satan came in the garden too and became the third person. He's the adulterer. That's the one who picked the fruit and make Cain youth. That's the only way I see that glory. That's how Satan's seed get into the garden. Through, him going into Eve and make Cain, and swing at him. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, because Cain was like his father, the devil. That seed was already in him. God asked Cain to turn away from his will. God saw that Cain was hunting to kill Abel, God saw the jealousy. And He asked Cain to turn away, but Cain refused, just like Lucifer. Lucifer was warned not to rebel, but he still do it, you see. So, but when we look at Seth and Abel, they were more humble, like, the father, you see. But more so, royal family. So when we go into the time of Moses, because, in relationships, you had brothers and sisters dating one another and having children, you know what I mean? That's how the Bible, started with people on the planet. Brothers and sisters had to, date with each other. You had to marry your brother, daughter, and stuff like that. Now, as Israel become a great nation, as we become a great people, God put a halt to that. As the world become a great people, God put a halt to that. Yeah. Whereas the new say, we don't have need to procreate with our immediate family. Your immediate family, your cousins, your auntie, your sister, your brother. You don't have to, because the world's so at large right now. You could get someone way out your, immediate bloodline. You see? Yeah, not out your race, but out of your bloodline, direct bloodline. You see? You have to go forward and bring forward youths. You know what I mean? It's true a timing. Yeah, it's just an understanding. Yeah. King Emmanuel teaches in all things. The man said, get understanding. So immediately marrying your family and dealing with your family, that's incest. So let's break it down a little deeper. Let's bring it to modern day relationships. Because I know that's what a lot of us want to deal with, marriage. And today, in actuality, the real marriage is actual intercourse. That's marriage. It's not the ring and you go to the church or whoever, no. The original marriage, yes, royal family, give thanks for the love. Black again, Marcus Garvey love. The original marriage is intercourse. The woman, she has the ring. Scientifically, they call it the hem. And it's through the shedding of the blood, that there's communion. You see, that's when they become married. You see, this is very important, as, the subject is kind of a little sensitive, but we grown-ups and even the youths, they have to know the truth. They have to know the truth. When a sister, come forward into the earth, she is different than a king. You see, a king cannot be marked to say he was married other than by hearsay. Someone tell you he was married. But a woman can always be told if she was married by her ring. So a woman is different than a man. We've been looking for gender equality. Woman is the same as a man. The woman is equal in rights. She has the rights just as a man, but she's not the same as a man. A woman is different in anatomy, in her biology. She's different, you see? And God intended for her to be that way, you see? So for a man could have multiple wives. And he could go to a strange land and marry a total new woman. And unless someone tell that he has wives in another country, a woman will never know. All women have to admit to this. A woman is very different. When a woman has intercourse with a man and she marries that man, she loses her ring. So if she marries a man in one country and she travels to another country and she tries to marry another man, it's not gonna work like that. Because when a new king man goes to marry her, he's gonna notice there is no blood, communion. There is no sacrifice. You see? And he'll ask her, this is ancient history. Until today, scientifically, doctors still check, young girls. If you want to check a young girl to see if she's still intact, they would check for her helm, her ring. So when you go in a different country, you don't have to tell that man if you're married. No matter how young you is. If you had intercourse with anyone, you don't have to tell that man. Once he's conscious of his knowledge of himself and of the human biology, the man knows that you went with someone prior to him. So he would ask you, and most still today you get in relationships. You meet a guy and you dating him, and when y'all go to be intimate, he say, well, you had a boyfriend before me. Who was your, he wants to find out. Because you see the difference between a woman and a man. This is important. So when we come in today's relationship, Babylon become the mother of harlots. It become the city of perversion. It changed the whole concept of marriage. Marriage today is going to get a ring and going to the church or whatever, going to the priest, whatever. That's marriage today. A woman, she could have multiple kings and then one day decide, hey, I want to get married. No. That's a European Antichrist teachings. It's not biblical. In the Bible, it says, and Joseph knew her, which means you went into her. You know what I mean? So when you go into a woman, that's marriage. That's what was considered marriage. You didn't have the option to be with someone else, and then when you're ready to go with someone else, then you say you married. It didn't work like that. Even in the tribes around the world, when it was time to marriage, if you go into the room with this woman, they would put a white sheet down. You see? And if the king man go into this queen and there is no blood on the sheets, they would actually cut her off. She'll have to confess who she was sneaking around with without the whole village knowing. Because the guy who she was sneaking around with, they want to know who he is too. Because they're going to get rid of him too. Because he defiling the village. He defiling the virgins. You don't supposed to take a woman helm and don't marry her. Don't have her as your own, because it's like you turn her away to be a fornicator. That's what the Bible says. Just to say, if in the scriptures, if you marry a woman and you divorce her, you put her away to be an adulterer, because she could never get married again. She's only married, she only has one helm. So when you marry a woman, you see, if you put her away, you see, then the man asks her away your husband, because you're not a virgin. Your helm is not there. So who's your king? You understand what I'm saying? But, That's why the scriptures are saying that we're not to commit adultery. You see, we're not to put away your queen. Only if your queen go and commit adultery now. If she go and you're unmarried and she decide to go deal with another man, the scriptures say a woman can't really go away to be with other men and then come back to a king. Because that can pollute you. That pollute you as a king. You see, because marriage is a pure and holy act. Why? This is very important. Remember, even Adam and Eve, they were first sisters and brothers before they went into a union to make children. All of us have one father. We have one mother. King Alpha, Queen Omega. That's who created us. Our God and Goddess. We are their children. So all of us is brothers and sisters worldwide. Every human being on this planet is brothers and sisters. If y'all, y'all could do the research. They call it genealogical research. The genealogical tree. Everybody come from one place. From one man, one woman, and the genes spread out. You see? So we all one brother and one sister. So when you step out of your house and you go on the road, you see a woman, that's your sister. When you step on the road and you see a brethren, that's your brother. We all brothers and sisters. Now, if you're lonely, like King Emmanuel Charles Edwards would say, if you see that you cannot carry the burden alone, alone is another word for lonely. I have to lift this wood alone. I have to carry, this bowl of water alone. I have to read this Bible alone. So if you feel you cannot carry the burden alone, he said you can get a helpmate. That's the same glory taught in the book of Genesis. When the Bible says God saw that Adam was what? Lonely. He didn't want to carry the burden alone. You see? And he found him a helpmate, Eve. So it's an allegoric glory to teach us of our liberty today. If you trod in life, you 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you starting to become a man, you start to become a woman. And you see that you cannot carry life alone. You want a partner. You want someone to help you in life. As a woman, you want to find a man to help. As a man, you want to find a woman to help you. You see? Then the man said you could come together. And King Emmanuel said you cannot cling to another person. So if you never understand the scriptures, if the scriptures didn't make it clear that you're supposed to have one wife and one king, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards come and tell us, when you find your king or when you find your queen, what you've been looking for because you was lonely and you need a helpmate, once you pick that one, you cannot cling to another. You cannot have another queen. You cannot have another king. That's an abomination. That's an adultery. That's not the true way we were designed to live. It's not the true intent of God. Christ and show us the true intent of God, which is man and woman, and then you make children. You see? And then your children, they find a man or they find a woman, then they make children. No, it's not, okay, I find a woman, and then I find another woman, then I make children with down, and make children, and then I find out. That's what I used to do before the great change, before I learned of Emmanuel way, before I learned of God's intent. When I was young and growing up, I have 5 youths for 4 different queens, trodden the Solomon road, which leads to what? Destruction. Because what he says is true, because even though all the sisters I dated, they were Black African, they were of different religion than I and I. Enough time, they persuade you. I have some photos like my early trod, where my turbine was off when I was living with the flesh, and I was like, you just, the scripture fulfill itself. It's like you couldn't go against God's word. God telling you, if you're dealing with these sisters and they ain't Baba Shanti, they ain't Rastafari, they can stray you away, bro. They can take you away from the culture, from the liberty. And I proved this through my life. All these sisters I dated, you see, and to say to come into to marry. And to be honest, they was all already married. All these sisters I dated was already married. They had already had kings that had already got the ring. So this caused a lot of confusion. Because what you're expecting, you can't get. That's the reality. What you're looking for in that relationship that was promised by God, you can't get that because that's missing. That's something that needs to be talked about. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to talk about. No condemnation. So can you condemn the man that sleep and have many women, or can you condemn the woman that sleep with plenty man? When we go into the scriptures, the Pharisees, in John 8, they wanted to stone this woman because she got caught committing adultery. She had a husband, but she feels she wanted a little extra down the road. She was enticed. She was led away in her own lust, and she go and sleep with another king, the king swing up, and cause her to break her marriage. So the Pharisees wanted to stone her because they catch her sleeping with this nigga, with this bro. They catch her sleeping with him, so they're ready to stone her. So Christ came to say, he without sin cast the first stone, which means don't kill the woman, but, same said way, make the woman know see you wrong and see if she want to change her way. So Christ asked the woman, anybody else to condemn? He say no. But what did he tell her? He say, go and sin no more. Don't do that no more. You see? Don't do that no more. Now, how her husband deal with it, I don't know say, but you know what I mean? It just showing you like Christ, even Christ himself, he's not down with the adultery thing. He's not supporting it. You see? He don't condemn you if you commit adultery or you sleep around with all kind of men you never knew or you knew and you just wanted to do it. He don't condemn you, but he's saying you have to stop that and go find one king and don't sin no more. That's the only way to actually walk within that fulfillment. And I mean, you have to find a king and you got to be honest with him. You have to tell the king, well, naturally, I ain't no virgin, but, and I didn't know no better and I did this and I do that, but I changed my life, I gave my life to Jah. I've been without a king for, a time. I fasted away. I purged myself from them ways. I able to control myself. I ain't into that no more. I want oneness, and you and your king, your new king, he could give you time and see if this who you truly are. Same said way with the king man. If he known to have all these different wives, saying he's Solomon, you have to show that, that Rasta man, no Selassie, I have one queen. King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, one queen. They say Marcus had two queens, but Marcus is prophet. The Bible says the least in the kingdom of King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is greater than Marcus the prophet. Even though Marcus is the greatest prophet that ever walked the earth. Yeah, but yet, the prophet in King Emmanuel kingdom is still greater than Marcus. Because why? They walk with the Christ. They walk in after the Christ. And they wear the seal of the Christ. They're the chosen, you see. Yeah, the holy ones, which are separate, and he say, blesses the man that had not defiled himself with woman, not woman. Woman is goddess. Woman is Satanist. That's with harlots, Jezebels, women of nations that is not of your nation, women that is of religion that is not of your religion, or because our only religion, freedom, redemption, and international repatriation. But we know say he's Baba Shanti, Bible and him but wait, principle. So if this woman ain't of that, she is not of our faith. So I'll ban religion, just for the sake of those who don't like the word religion. If the woman is not of your faith, yeah, that's adultery. Yeah, you putting yourself where you don't need to be. You see? So another thing we can touch, fornication. Fornication is when The same thing. You intend to go sleep with a sister, break her hem, even if she have it or not, and you don't intend to be with that woman forever. You know, the Bible says in scripture, he said in the last days, men become lovers of themselves more than the lovers of God. This is significant. Lovers of yourself. Fornication is all selfish. Whereas you just want to entice a desire without making a commitment. See, when going into desire, you must understand, according to God, the only way to fulfill that desire is to fulfill it within commitment. So if you have a desire to have intercourse, you have to go get married and find one king and one wife, and then that's where you get off. Now, if you don't intend to find a queen and make her your own, and you intend to sleep with this one, or sleep with her when you feel you need it, or sleep with him when you feel you need it, or you go get some machine, or you're using your own hands, man become lovers of themselves. You're using your own hand, because there's a big topic all over the line, is pleasing yourself wrong. Man become lovers of themselves more than lovers of the things of God. God tells us to marry and then intercourse. But men becoming lovers of themselves, men and women, they're making love to themselves rather than doing it the way God intended. I know. For a lot of us, for some of us, no. We never had to, ourselves. We never had to please ourselves. A lot of us around the world was not in that situation. Some people are in what they call marriages, and they still have to please themselves. That's still not in the will of God. Because the Bible says, if your husband needs, the wife cannot keep it away. And if the wife needs, the husband cannot keep it away. So if you need, you should go to your husband. If you need, you should go to your wife. You should not be going to yourself. Because now you're becoming a lover of your own self to make sure you pleased. I love in myself. Yeah. But you have to love God. Yeah. To actually be truly loving yourself. Because the wages of sin, doing things the wrong way, is death. Literally. But the gift what God gave us, which was this information, is eternal life. And I could testify to that. If I had one queen, all my children for one queen, be faithful to each other, and rastafari together, that's heaven. But when you get one from different religion, different faith, different belief, you can go through hell. I only can laugh it off. I mean, from a very young age. I remember being in relationships in school with girls and getting my heart broken, not understanding even what's going on. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? I didn't know. But I know them woman was, yeah, you be in relationships and some reason, the woman just, everybody just, it was a continuous mess up. Now I see, because the Bible says, be not unequally yoked and all the stuff I'm talking about right now. Even you meet a daughter and she reminiscing on her ex, because they just break up probably even 3-4 weeks ago. I know the struggle, people. I know what it is to want to be loved, want to be a part of something, especially for the woman. I know it's crippling. It's crippling when you're young and you think you meet the love of your life and you give away that ring. You give away that helm, and then the brethren just pull off and gone. You won't see him no more. And then you're like, how you supposed to fix this? You know what I mean? The brethren take everything and gone. And then you're out there trying to get over that, and how you can get a new boyfriend, and how you can explain this? How you explain this to this man that, I had someone and I gave them and he just gone? The brethren would be like, why? You'd be like, I don't know. So I know for the sisters it's difficult, and, to even go into the deeper part of rape situations, because a lot of people, they didn't even give it away. It was taken from them. So I know how deep this subject gets. So that's why there's no condemnation. That's why Christ say, even if you commit adultery, stop it, get a king, make it right. Don't worry about, if you was raped and someone take it from you, don't stone yourself. Don't stone the person. We don't need no stoning. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill the person. It's a big sin mess up, but it could be revived. Keep yourself to yourself until, you find that king with that understanding, with that same faith, and find the equally yoke. You might find a king that had the same situation where he, has been introduced to things beyond his will. And he understands your situation. Because understanding is what praise God, is what makes us happy. It's when we can understand. Things don't always go the way we want, but when you understand that you can make it what you want it to be. You see, like the brethren, he give me a saying, and it's staying with me. He said, the brethren gone in the dump and clean up the garbage. That's what we forced to do in this world today. We are born in sick situations. We don't even have knowledge about relationships. We don't even know how to go about relationships. From children, we don't know what's going on. Many of us not taught that, the female helm is the ring. Yes, royal family had a Sabbath. We don't know these things. The sisters don't know what they're giving away. Some they could never get back. You can't get that back. That's why a woman is so different than a man. Don't try to be like a man. Don't go sleep around on the streets to compete with a man. You're not a man. So you have to treat yourself like a woman. You have to know your worth, your value, your capacity. A man has a different capacity. He has the ability to sleep with 1 trillion women and still walk around like a virgin. No one will never know. But a woman, your very first king, that's it. That's how precious you are. A woman is a precious thing. That's why the father in the ancient civilizations, even down to my grandfather, in an island called Long Island, in this Bahamas slavery region, in the western region, my grandfather, his oldest daughter, brought a brethren to his gates without the brethren parents coming first. My papa, he strike my oldest auntie to the ground and run the brethren from around his house. Because that ain't principle, bro. Who you is? How you even get so close to my daughter, my virgin, and I don't even know who you is. I don't even know your people. Yeah, so in the ancient days, you had to meet the father. You remember? That's why I say with Jacob and Leah. Jacob had to go to Leah's father. He couldn't just pull up on Leah and say, I like you. I want to marry you. That brethren would have shoot Jacob's head off, bro. You can't do that. You can pull up on a king house and take his virgins. No, because these things were also, especially in the days of the Bible, a woman was used as a form of union between families. And this was essential. because you didn't have a United Nations or any form of United People. So you had something called allies. You had people that were of one accord with you, that will be willing to fight with you if enemies come against you. So when you marrying, your daughter to a brethren, you can't marry her to your enemy. And if you marry to your enemy, then you'll have to become allies. So all of this was strategic. All of that, kings had to watch who their daughters marry. Even as God tells Solomon who to marry, God had to watch who his kings marry. The kings couldn't even marry any kind of woman. Yeah, because it would demise the kingdom, bro. You marry a white woman as your enemy and bring her in the kingdom and worshiping our gods? You done destroying me. My own king fighting against me. That's what God is saying. So he had to move Solomon. Yes, royal family. So, yes, we have to see in this time, we are holy beings. We're not a perverted nation that the evil world wants us to be. That's why they created pornography and they created all these perverted stuff. Even these perverted concepts of divorce. That's why Christ was asking Moses, give divorce. But what that is, a woman can't really be divorced because she only has one helm. It's not like if you marry her and that blood is shed, you could divorce her, and then when she goes to another king, the blood is going to shed again. No, it cannot happen twice. It's only one time. So Christ was saying this woman cannot really be divorced. I even understand. You see? And you to see that in a natural concept. And all you brothers beware. Because I can tell you from my personal experience. If it's a sister, there's one sister or two that I had in my very younger years, not knowing, I was just on the road of corruption, growing up in that environment. One or two sisters that were natural. They had their helm, they had their ring. And up to the day, wherever these sisters see me, they look at I and I differently. They just look at I and I very differently, married or not. When they see the priest, they look at me very differently. Why? The first man that took the ring, that's my husband. As they grow older, they start to realize that. Wow, this for his brethren, that was him. But we was living in the world of fornication. The Bible say, Mystery Babylon, America, Britain, the colonial world, they make the whole wine drink of this wine of fornication, this pleasure of self, loving yourself. Yeah, they teach us that from children. Yeah, you go sleep and have some pleasure. Sleep with this one and have some pleasure. The more you sleep with, the more pleasure. When I was growing up, when you had plenty women, they used to call us lover boy, Casanova, all these European freaks. You see, they would give you these Romeo, yeah, you was a lover boy. Not telling you it's an abomination, bro. You's a defiled brethren, my Lord. You ain't walking in the will of Rastafari, right? You ain't walking in the will of Christ, my Lord. If I had someone to tell me that from I was a young boy, I'd hate Bobo. Because even my papa, I can't pretend. I would never dishonor my papa by lying on him or telling something that is not true. My papa was proud enough time if he see me with these multiple different daughters. Among him and his friends, that was like a prize. Like, my son is a capitalist. He's an alpha male. He's the lion of the jungle. He got all the that was his joy. You know what I mean? But as I grow older, I started to say, Baba, this ain't really I desire. I want to be loved. I want to love. Every time I dated someone as I grow older, I was seeking love. Relationship, as the Bible say, you get married, you get the picket fence, you grow your vegetables, and you live long and grow old with this woman. Meditation, I wasn't too much into the galloping round and round and round. through you young, you drinking the fornication wine. I have to put that in. Alcohol is fornication wine. It's different than roots wine. Gin, all those different alcohol, Bacardi, whatever your rum name, alcohol is the wine of fornication. When you drink it, it makes you want to fornicate. The Bible is not lying. I've watched this my entire life. Growing up, real talk. Yeah, I was what they call you player. Give thanks, my Lord, our Prophet Ahmad. Yeah, they used to call me the player. Yeah, real talk. But yes, it was also the wine of fornication. When I was growing up, I used to drink. I never used to smoke ganja. I used to drink a lot of rum. I used to drink a gin called, what's the name of it? And I'm not glorifying my sins. I'm telling y'all, I'm glad I was redeemed from this stuff. God delivered me from this stuff. I was drinking Tanqueray. Tanqueray is like an expensive brand. I had a whole 40 ounce at the age of 19 and 18. A 40 ounce of rum for me. Yeah, and I drinking that and that cutting my heartstring. And, when that hit me, like I forget about everything. All I see is flesh. These women, they're magnified. Yeah, 10 times beautiful. Even the daughters, like before I drank, who I thought wasn't that, like in my eyesight, in my lust, beautiful. After I drink, everyone looks gorgeous. All the women looks gorgeous, bro. Yeah. And it was like, boom. Yeah, bro. So, if you out there, you having problems with pleasure, fornication, you always feel rum is one of the things, alcohol is one of the things, you want to take out your life right away. Immediately. That's the Bible call it fornication wine. The Bible did not, it did not, sneak with the words or try to trick us. It come out clear. Do not drink fornication wine. It make you fornicate. Even if you're a young person, you in school, you coming up, stay away from the alcohol if you want to keep yourself. I know a lot of sisters, when I was growing up in school, they had their ring. They were virgins and, they go to a little dance and they drink too much. And before you know it, when they wake up, they don't remember nothing. But everything gone. Clothes gone, ring gone. Alcohol. Yeah, so that's why Jah give us ganja for meditation. Yeah. I mean, ganja in this way too, but there's a lot of these hybrid ganja you have to be careful for. These sativas hybrids, yeah, they be altering you a little too much, getting you a little too juicy. You have to watch out for them. You have to stick with the original herbs, Yeah, some of the original seed. Yeah, that's the better herbs. So we just be careful. They're making weed somewhat a drug. Yeah, where they doing all these experiments and things, crossbreeding. You have to wise with that, Yeah. Don't mess with too much hybrids, you see. Yes, royal family. So, yeah, man. That's why, I talked to sister just yesterday to the gas station. I say, sis, how's everything? Blah, 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 blah. I say, do you have a king, man? The sister look at me and say, I don't even want to see a man. I don't want to have nothing to do with man right now. And when she said that, I bustled laughing because I knew just where she was coming from. Someone take her ham. She gone to her next brethren, he ain't stay. She gone to her next brethren, he ain't stay. She gone to her next brethren, And she like, hey. I don't want to see no nigga right now. Heartbroken, and it's consistent in our communities. The education is hidden from the children. We don't teach our children how to have relationships. Give thanks for King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, who brought the principal sheep in the Bobo Shanti city, in the city of God, on the Bobo Hill, 10 Mile Bull Bay, Jamaica. King Emmanuel Charles Edwards write a principle sheet. And he teach I and I to keep ourselves. He tell the sisters, keep your ring. Stay to yourself. And if you feel you can't carry the journey alone, then go look to help a man. Don't go look for a man to help you. Yeah, because a woman is a helpmate. You can't change that. And women who know themselves, they always ask a man, can I help? Can I help? Can I help? Only modern day society turn it and they switch everything. They make man serve woman now. So men come in the earth to help women. Help them get the bags, fancy clothes, help them impress their friends, help them even clean the kitchen and help them. I mean, come on, bro. You have brethren fully housemaids. They clean the house, they cook, they do everything. The woman go out and make money. I've been through that. I tell you, live by experience. The sister try and make me a helpmate. You know what I mean? I call her no names. But the sister try and make me a helpmate. She out making all this money, so she's like, Bubba, you don't need to work. You can just stay home and clean up and cook. I'm like, what? What the hell is that? I'm gonna put on an apron and be dusting and vacuuming this house, and you out there in the sun doing the work? No, man, something wrong here, Rasta. Something totally wrong here, Bubba. Yeah, that's it's funny when I think about it. Yeah, the things we go through just by experience. So, brothers, if you out there, you got an Xbox, you got a PlayStation, you got internet, you got a big flat screen, the fridge full of food. I know. The rent paid for. All you have to do is cook and clean and, do the bedroom work. You know what I mean? And the sister pay all the bills. Yeah, you're in trouble, bro. You're in trouble. You think you got it going on. You think you saying something. No, bro. You helping that sister. You're a helpmate, bro. Yeah, the whole script flip on you. You're supposed to be out there working. The sister's supposed to be home playing video games, cleaning up, cooking, and waiting in the bedroom for you when you come home. Yeah, that's why King Emmanuel said the woman for come off them jobs and come keep the house. This is Emmanuel Charles Edwards teaching. This is the Black Jesus Christ teaching. So if you never understand what Jesus was saying in the Bible, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, if you don't understand what he was saying, come to the Black Christ Jesus today. And he teach you what was supposed to be understood from the Bible. Woman for keep house. Not man. I was walking around terrified and duster. They got a little dusting in the yard. I mean, you can do it for yourself. I can do that for myself, bro. I could cook for myself. I could clean for myself. I could wash for myself. I could do everything for myself. Now, when I am tired of doing this by myself, I don't want to carry this burden alone. Then I get an empress to help with the washing. That's the principal sheet. King Emmanuel said the empress is to help the brothers in washing and in cleaning. And the brothers is to do what? Strengthen the sisters' fence, not help the sisters. It didn't say that. It says strengthen the sisters' fence. We there to strengthen the sisters, but we're not there to cook for them, to clean for them, bro. You're even supposed to touch a woman private garments because a woman is go through cycles. That's pollution. So that's folly, my lord. That's a flip of society. And you got a whole big thing going on the internet. What they call them now? Stay-at-home dads. I wonder if y'all just be laughing, man. Yo, put some laugh in the comment section, man. This thing gotta be funny. Stay at home dads. I was watching it one day too. When the sister had me in a bed, yeah, I said, I say, hold on now. Stay at home dad. Keep the baby, change the baby pampers. All day smelling stool. Then I get cooked. I sweat and trying to do all this before the wife come home. I feel like my mommy. That's the thing my mommy used to do. When I was growing up, my caretaker used to change our pampers, pick us up from school, clean the house, prepare dinner, lunch, and breakfast for my daddy when he come home. My dad used to go to work for 6 o'clock in the morning. Mom used to be up from 5 baking bread. The bread used to wake me up. I was so greedy then. I still like food, but not so much. I governed my stomach. But that bread, the hot bread, early in the morning with butter. Man, hey. And time as I get up, Papa still gone. Papa been gone. And Papa used to work on 12-hour shifts. So sometimes Papa don't come home till after 7 at night. But Mama got him lunch and everything, then gone. When he come home, big plate on the table. And you couldn't even really beg my papa for food. You couldn't do that. You couldn't go to my papa plate and say, Daddy, give me some food. Mama them, they forbid that. She tell you, go eat your food. That's his food. That's the king. In our house, it was kind of a little strict because no one couldn't much eat before Papa eat. When Mama take up food, Papa gotta eat. Then the youths eat because he's the provider. You know, that's how they used to see it. But I and I a little different. I Baba Shanti. So for I family, my youths them eat, the empress eat, then I eat because I's a king. You know what I mean? I could always find something on the road. I could always pick up something on the way. But the family home have to be well fed. So, you know, it's just, you know, but over the years, Papa changed. You know, Mama changed him to don't even be like that. So it come to a point where we could eat and, you know, Papa never used to worry and things like that, you know. But when we first started in our family, you know, Papa was strict. You know, he get it from his papa. Remember I tell you, my grandfather, he strike down, you know, my auntie for judgment, moving out of the way, bro. Yeah, because this was traditional of society. Society is actually fallen. Yeah, we've fallen away from principle. The world is getting perverted more and more. So now we're not even worrying about the sisters losing their helm. We're not even worrying so much about adultery. Now we're dealing with people dealing with themselves. You have man loving his own kind, another man. That's a whole different subject. That even has nothing to do with relationships. And if we all brothers and sisters, how could I look at my another brother and want to be with him, lay with him? That's my brother. That's not even how intercourse works. That's not even nothing to do with intercourse. I would never look my brother away to ask him for intercourse because it has nothing to do with it. Now, I mean, looking at a sister, yeah, then you start to see the connection. Even from a child, you see the difference between a man and a woman. And you start to see the connection that one day I need a queen. You don't ever say I need a brother. That's my brother. My brother need a queen. Or my sister, a sister looking at her sister and wanting to be with her sister, the other sister is supposed to look at her and say, what you doing? Why you want to be with me? I's the same as you. We supposed to be getting something else, like an opposite of us, so we can make children and have a life and live happy. You know, but, you know, we that find society where marriage, we don't even, you know, people don't know the definition of it. I went in the store the other day. This stuff, I know how to be married, wearing a ring. Another brother came in, you know, and he was like, hey, I want to take you on a trip. You know, this brother have a lot of money, he have the jewelry and everything. So I'm expecting this sister to be like, don't play me like that. You know, I'm married. The sister was like, I just came off a trip. I'm ready to go on another trip. So I was like, what? So the brethren look at me and he was like, on the side, he's like, bro, you saw this married woman go? So the brethren's like, so what you gonna do? He's like, well, whenever, and he walk out and I was like, whoa. So it's like, yeah, that the definition of marriage is like, it differs from people to people. But the original marriage is a man breaking a woman's helm and a woman understanding she don't have another helm, and the man understanding that the woman don't have another helm, that he can't put her away because she can't find another husband, because she lost her helm. You put her in a predicament, and y'all stay together forever. That's how it's supposed to be. You ain't even supposed to be thinking of having another brother or sister. If I'm married to a sister, all the sisters out there is my sisters. Remember, before I got married, everybody is my sisters. Because you ain't my wife. If you're not my wife, you is my sister. You could be a black woman in Africa, down in Angola. You is my sister. I don't know you. All I know you is the same bloodline. We come from the same father and mother, so you is my sister. Now, if I go to this woman as my sister and me as her brother, and we decide to make a communion, and I say I want to break your helm, and she say I want to cast the blood upon your reproductive system and make a communion with you, then we no longer brothers and sisters. We become one. You see? And now we can't cling to another because we is one person. We already fulfilled. We already whole. You can't add nothing more to something that is already whole. It's already what it's supposed to be. It's nothing more. So when we become one, all the other sisters, the women out there, they're my sisters. I can't make them, you understand what I'm saying? Again, one with me. Because now it'll be two. It'll be my first wife and then my second wife. Now it's three of us. You can't become one if you use two. One with her and then use one with her. That means use a two-headed snake. That's not the way God intended. Rastafari prove it. King Emmanuel, teach it and live it. And this Marcus thing, like Marcus say, keep the woman 5 if you had a second one. That was just his opinion. But he wasn't encouraging people to go forward and have a second wife. You know what I mean? That was not his principal teachings. Marcus Garvey did not say, black man, go ahead and have another wife. Y'all need to have another wife to make a great nation again. That was not Marcus Garvey teaching. Marcus Garvey said he followed Christ. And Christ say what? One woman. Yeah, so if you still have your helm as a young sister, keep it. Don't be unequally yoked when you decide to be married, when you feel you want to be a helpmate to someone. Because if you don't feel like helping no king, don't go around no king. Yeah, if you going for the man to help you, you're going for the wrong reason. Yeah. Same said way. So keep your prize until you find a king that appreciates your prize, and y'all have the same fate, that God keep y'all together forever, that you don't be in that predicament, where you have to explain now what happened. You know what I mean? And don't care what you say. Oh, some man don't ask. Don't worry. It's beyond the back of their mind. Every man is being the back of their mind. Some point in their relationship, they gonna see something of you that is not of them. It's from your past relationship. You see? Because once you connect with a person, your spirits already become one. So even though you leave that person, go to a new person, that person's spirit is still on you, and the person can see it. It can be the way you talk, the way you approach situations. You have a little fear because your heart was broken. People say, oh, heal. No, you can't really heal the hem. You can heal the heart, but you can't heal the hem. Well, a woman is very different. That's why when a woman get her heart broken, when when the Lord leave her, when she was a virgin, he leave her, it's hard for a woman to ever get over that. She can't get over that because she doesn't have a second chance at that. And that's why a woman being married, she works so hard to stay in a relationship, to make her husband happy, to keep him. Because she did not want to have to go to another man and explain to him, another man take me and he left me. That's derogatory. That was not in a state a woman want to be. You know, and up to the day, that's not a state I even want women to be in. So I encourage the sisters, keep yourself. Don't drink the wine of fornication and run after the world of perversion. You see? And if you feel that you have an urges and stuff like that, and you have age, you know, time for you to go get married. To find your king, seek your king. Seek a king that needs a helper. Don't seek a king that don't want no help. He don't want no woman around him. But I like you. I don't want you. But I like you. I don't want you. I don't want no help. You forcing the man into a relationship and he don't want no help. All this is very important because you like him. No, he's not ready. He doesn't want to do that. Same thing as a woman. You forcing a woman. Sis, I will give you the world. I don't want the world from you. I want to do me. When I'm ready, then yeah. Because a person has that choice. You know, because once you become one with a person, then that's a commitment. This commitment's supposed to be forever. Yeah. You don't have a chance to keep going around committing. And when you do that, from my experience, you lose trust in relationships. For I and I, it's very difficult to date. Very difficult because you lose trust in relationships. You start to feel like, oh, if I go and get in a relationship, it's just going to fail again. It's just not going to work. Even though, you know, there are things that you know you fixed, things you know that you need to change, things that you know that you could not help. It's not your fault, but still subconsciously, you know, yeah, a person who wins a race 5 times is going to be confident to run the next race. A person who loses a race 5 times is going to be pretty much less confident, you know. Yeah, it's going to be more of a challenge for him to say, hey, I could do this. I could win this race. Then you lose 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row you lose, bro. You sure you supposed to be racing this race? You start to feel like, hey, I must be in the wrong sport. You know what I mean? Relationships is not for me. I know people out there, man and woman. I know how you feel. Relationships is not for me. You know, I never decided to go to another man because going to another man is not going into a relationship. It's not going into anything that make any sense to me. You know, that's pollution. That's further pollution. You know, having to deal with a woman that is not of my faith and all this kind of stuff is one thing. But dealing with a nigga and stool, that's a whole different area, you know. So queens going to another queen. You know, they say because the queen treat them better. I don't know how a queen could treat you better than a man. I just don't know how she can do that. I don't understand how a sister could treat a sister better than a king. That's not even to be in comparison. I could see you say, this brother treat me better than that brother. Because that's the comparison. Let me make sense of it to you. Saying a sister is better in a relationship than a brother if you're a sister and you want to be a lesbian. That's like saying an orange is better than an apple. That make any sense to you? How could an orange be better than an apple? Now you could say, this apple is better than this apple. So if a man is an apple and he rotten and you find an apple over here and he's a good man, that's a good apple. You could say this apple is better than that apple. But a woman what is an orange and you is an orange. How you could say Fireball, an orange is better than an apple? No, that ain't no comparison. You can't compare a man to a woman in a relationship. It's a total different thing. You sleeping with a woman without a testicle, This person don't have a testicle. The person you sleep with has breasts like you. They have estrogen like you. They have babies like you. They cry like you. They do everything like you. Duh! Of course y'all gonna be compatible because y'all is the same thing, you iggy. Of course the relationship can be easier because y'all is the same thing. Y'all shop for the same things. When she go to the store, she can pick up yours while she pick up hers. That's called being a sister, not in a relationship. The only way a sister could even help you is for her to go eat or go buy some kind of machine because she's not designed for that. So you cannot compare relationship with a lesbian woman as with a man. It's not the same thing. That's like a man saying, oh, this man is better to me than woman. How the fireball could another man be better to you than a woman? I don't understand the comparison. That's like a man saying, boy, this sister, oh, she treat me better. She feel better than this sister. Brothers, y'all know what I'm talking about. She feel better. You know, that's comparison. But when you compare a woman to a man, hip, stool is better than a woman? Oh, no, bro. That's like apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. They're not the same thing. Stool and coochie juice is two different things, bro. You can't compare nanny with a woman. So it's way out. This is perversion. This is a man becoming a lover of himself. He loves himself so much that he thinks being with himself, a man just like him, is a better idea than being a lover of God and getting a woman. A woman just loving herself. I love myself so much, I need 4 breasts. I want to play with 4 breasts, not just 2. She loves herself so much, she need another heart to play with herself. She tired of playing with herself, so she got another herself. Now, that's really loving yourself. That's really becoming a lover of yourself. That's like a man loving himself, playing with himself, getting off with himself, then go get another man, another man. You love yourself so much, bro. That's too much. Till you laying with yourself, your own kind. No, bro. The scripture is too true on that one. I agree with the scriptures. I agree with all, teachers who teach that is wrong. Because there's no comparison. No comparison. Apples, oranges. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. 2 different, yeah. And that's why a woman come to help a man. A woman is different than a man. See, they didn't make man and woman so equal. Through this equality gender, man and woman is equal. When a woman date a man, she feel like she dating a woman. Because most of the bedrooms around here wearing dress. All the idols that the children look up to, wearing dresses. LeBron James, Martin Lawrence, all these big people in the community looking up to, they just wear dress and play feminine parts in movies and wear clothes for women to show off. I don't know what's going on with Babylon. I know that's Sodom and Gomorrah, but same said way. That's why you're children confused. That's why you feel you don't need a man. Because the man out there is just like woman. They dressing like woman. They act like woman. They eat like woman. Run their house like woman. Cooking, cleaning, mopping, doing all this stuff for the woman. Like they are a woman. So that's why the woman say, I might as well get a woman. Because the man is women. And the man, enough of these men, these women, them, these dyke. They want to wear boots, pants, pull up their jock, and go to work and pay for niggas. Drive around in their Benz and thing and say, yeah, I taking care of a nigga, man. I pay his bills. He can't say nothing in the house. Y'all never, I know y'all see it. Some of y'all right here, y'all can't say nothing in y'all woman house. Because she paying all the bills. Shut up in there. You don't pay no bills in there. Right in the front of all your cousins and your friends and her family and thing. She make you feel so stupid. You don't pay no, you don't work. Your job ain't paying you no money. I make all the money around here. I build this out. I pay the mortgage. I did. Shucks. Like she's some man. And the minute someone kick down the door, yeah! When someone kick down the door, a real man, you know, but today, like, you can't blame the sisters. You can't blame the sisters because a lot of these brethren, you know, they feminize. Someone kick down the door, the brethren will look at the woman and say, go see who that is. And they're going to send a woman to lock the door. Sis, lock the door when you come in the bed. How you going to send your woman to lock the door, bro? Someone snatch you. Come on, bro. Man, jump in the car, cut on the car, and this woman still standing outside the car. You thought we used to open up the car for the woman just because we want to make her feel good? No. It's because we's a man. And we have to protect the woman. You have to make sure the woman in the car with her door locked. Then you walk around and you jump in the car, bro. It's a protector. When you're going into a restaurant, you're going into church, you're going anywhere, you let the woman go through first. Make sure she get in the building. And then you look around, watch your back, then you go inside. Natural warrior. A god, a man. That's what lions do. That's what male elephants do. That's what the male of the world do. They protect. They don't cook, clean, and vacuum and wash dirty pantyhose. Fire burn that. Fire burn that. A colonialism and imperialism. I come from Kemet, you know, where the kings, they fell to the women. They start to serve the women and to please the women. You know, I remember as young, you got to please a woman. What the hell is that? That's folly. Y'all don't want me to get into it, because I could get into it. Because a sister only supposed to be with one king. So it should never be no competition down there. They're on the media. Who's bigger? Who's smaller? Oh, he too small. How you get too small? You don't supposed to have a choice. Your first king's supposed to be your only king. You don't supposed to know no size. Bigger and smaller. You're not even supposed to see someone else private. It's not necessary. You're one king. I grew up under the situation where women trying to make me feel like, oh, you gotta be Godzilla to please me. And it's like, Bobo, you gotta figure this out. Because if God make you a certain way and this woman want Godzilla, that ain't your fault. No. Because that's supposed to be, when I go there, it's supposed to be a small, tiny ring. And no matter what size I is, this finger, that finger, that finger, that finger, or this finger, the pinky, when I go in, that's supposed to be the size. So now you see where marriage is important. Because when you go meet this new girl, and her ex-boyfriend was Godzilla, and used Mr. Pinky. And she got thoughts of Godzilla because now she dealing with Mr. Pinky. And she throwing it in your face. If you get an argument, she may get that low and say, use Mr. Pinky. I'm not used to Mr. Pinky. I'm used to Mr. Godzilla. It's an evil. Patra them reggae artists. You know what I mean? You have a 12-inch long and up. Girl, where you been? What you been doing? Come on, sis. You being real? You're trying to tell me I gotta keep up with the fact that you sleeping with brethren from all over the world. Some of these lords, 12 foot tall, these wear size 26 shoes. These giants you dealing with, a little man like me, you telling me I must compete? Girl, keep your race. Keep your race. The fool who go run behind you. The fool. No, a woman must understand you're at a disadvantage when you lose your hem. You're not at an advantage, you're at a disadvantage. Yeah, because you have already been exposed to something prior to your king. And that could disturb the heavens. It could disturb the relationship. It could disturb the union. Remember, the union's supposed to be one, not no two to talk about. So women around here praising and bragging when you 20, 30, 40, 50 years old and ain't got no king and had all kind of man all your kind of life. That's nothing to brag about. That's the worst thing could happen to a woman. Yeah, at the end of the day, because, come on, you get disgusted of it. No, man, don't let Babylon drag you down as a sister. Even if you were young and, you, like I said, you slept around, you didn't know no better, put a stop to it. Put a stop to it. Put some space in between that life and your new life. Yeah, and show yourself to have control of yourself and to have knowledge of yourself. That you need oneness, not multiple. You'll never be satisfied. It's two different sides. Same thing with a king. The woman out there you think is the sweetest woman, you will always find another sweeter. I know. And every king out there should know you would always find a sweet. I'm sorry, sisters. But, when we out there looking for sweetness, it's always something sweeter. Now, if we out there looking for godliness, then we could appreciate our queen for who she is and accept her, appreciate her for who she is, how she look, how she shape, everything. But if we out there looking for that sweetness, yeah, we looking for that sweetness, man ain't gonna settle down, and a woman ain't gonna settle down, because it's always someone else. You can always find a woman pretty or shape better, or could talk sweeter, or could play the instrument, or could cook better. You can have someone always enticing you. You're never satisfied. Never satisfied. You see Solomon end up with 700 women. 500 concubines, 7 plus 5 is something, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1,200 women. And what did Solomon say at the end of the scripture? It's all vexation. It's all vain. Having 1,200 women is no different than having one woman. It's the same whole. It's the same character. All women is the same. Basically, they have this, that, and they have children for you. They have different personalities, but they have the same function. So 1,200 women function the same way as one woman. So it only make him vex. He noticed it didn't even make no sense. Having all these women. He couldn't even fool with them all the time. 1,200 women, you find that, deal with 1,200 women. And run a kingdom. And you have children. And you have soldiers, and you have people fighting. They was just there to say he even have them. There was even no use to him. Yes, royal family, we have a lot of Rastafarian beliefs that say we're supposed to have multiple wives. You have a lot of sisters out there. There's a second wife. A lot of brothers out there, especially in the Hebrew Israelite family, that's a big thing. Them brothers got like 4 or 5 wives, I know what they're trying to do. They trying to be like Solomon, but they have to see Solomon end. You have to see his end. What it end up in his life. What it caused him. If you look at His Majesty lived the best life a human could live. Amidst his opposition, he had the best wife. When he left Ethiopia, his wife take over the kingdom and run the kingdom and help him run the kingdom. You want a better woman than that? She ain't cheat or do nothing folly on the king when he was away trying to fight for Ethiopia. You want a better woman than that? That's why we sing a glory to Empress, men, and we love you. Yeah, you're the mother of the earth, you see. She's the original woman. That's what woman's supposed to be like. Yeah, even though she had a king prior, remember what I was telling you about no condemnation? Empress was not a virgin when she met His Majesty. She already had children, but it was through the covenant of the spirit, that the understanding that was not her personality to have multiple kings. It's only through the situation that she ended up having a king before His Majesty. You see, so all these things are for hole in the heavens. So many of us out there, we ain't no virgins. You know what I mean? I mean, a man in my sense is always a virgin. I don't know, a man ain't no virgin. A man always a man. But women, a lot of ones and ones, yeah, you may not be virgins, but you still could correct that, with the right king and with the understanding. The king went to the empress and asked her, he asked us, I want you to help me, run my kingdom. And she agreed. And she did what it take to stand up as a virtuous woman, irregardless of her having, intercourse or relationship prior to His Majesty, irregardless of her not being able to give to him a physical ring. But she gave him her heart. You see? And this way it go more deeper in relationships of the human being. In the human being family, we could use understanding. Remember, I was telling ones and ones that? So I necessarily don't need a virgin. But at heart, I need a virgin. For sure. If you know you've been out there prior to I, you know your situation. Don't come to I and I like, yeah, you have to come real. Yeah, for come make it pure again, to make it holy again. And once you cling to me, to I and I, you can't cling to another. You can't cling to another. That's like you showing you into the harlotry. You're not really into committing to the original way God intended. Yeah, so a woman who lost your virginity or your hem and now you're looking for a new king for whatever reason, you have to understand, yeah. The understanding, that the brethren hold an understanding. You cannot go now and be with another person or even deal with your ex. You can't. We live in a funny world right now, bro. You have people that married and then the wife still is talk to the ex and go by the ex because they have children and all kind of thing, bro. So the husband originally still owned the wife because she comes there with the children, but now she has a new husband that she lives with. So which one is the husband? That's what Christ asked the Samaritan. You have many husbands, and the one you with ain't yours. Come on now, sisters, so y'all can't play the hard. I can burn fire on that. Yeah, go find one man. Yeah, fornication. Pleasing yourself. Getting off. Sodomy, woman and woman, man and man. That's totally out of the question. That's apple and oranges. That's a different conversation. You shouldn't even be having that conversation. But unfortunately, it comes from my ancestors. That's why I don't praise them. I don't praise ancestors. You see, I praise the God of creation. Because after creation, the fall of men. Men start falling and doing wickedness. Lamech had two wives, I'm telling you. Everything started to fall apart. So I don't praise my ancestors because they error. They all error. Every one of them error. Until Christ come, King Emmanuel Charles said, it's in this time and perfect life. Even when those around him error, he still sin not. Holy Emmanuel eyes. That's yeah. Rastafari. So right now, presently, I am single. We talk about the marriage. We talk about relationships. Now we talk about single. I'm single, yes, because, the sisters I had prior, it didn't work out. Different faith, different everything. Unequally yoked. We have youths, but there's nothing you can do about that. You can't make someone believe your faith. You can't make someone follow your faith. You can't make people, do what you want them to do. You have to meet a person the way they is. And the way they is have to be the way you want them to be. Not what you want to make them. I want to make an empress. No, you have to find an empress. Yeah, build an empress. Empress, build herself, go to church. Go to service. 7 priests build the empress. Build herself. And when she done build herself, then she could come, she know how to help a bobo. She know how to help a priest. Because she know the principle. But if you got to get a sister, she don't know the principle, she ain't build herself, and it's just lust and that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work out. So, in this time, I even in relationship, for I to deal with a queen, I have to come through one faith first, me and the sister having the same faith, the same understanding of Emmanuel teachings, same understanding of the Bible. We have one aim, we can aiming at one mark, not a aim over here and your aim over here, and y'all aiming 2 different places. No, we have one aim. We going one place, we doing one thing, we live in one way, we eating one way, we drinking one way, we just one way. Highly Selassie way. And then destiny, yeah, we going one place, bro. Yeah, then we together fight our obstacles. This could be anything. If I wanted to be a murderer, it's best for me to go find a woman who's murdered. And she good at it. So 2 of us can murder together and do it for a very long time successfully. Yeah, like Bonnie and Clyde. I don't know if that's a man or woman. Man and woman, but I always thought Bonnie and Clyde is a man and woman. Comment section probably can help me. Yes, right, family. So you don't know. If you're gonna get someone in a relationship, these are things you wanna check. Even sisters, getting in a relationship. If you have him or you don't have it, these are things you wanna understand before you go look for a king. Understand your position. Yeah, before you present yourself to a king. And see if the king, make sure you understand your position, irregardless, if you have it or not. Make him understand what you want out of this relationship. Yeah, all these things, all this lusting and perversion and drunkenness and meeting a girl and hooking up and getting some and sneaking some on the side. We got to rise from that. We's kings and queens from creation. We ain't designed. We wasn't created to live like that. That's Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the weakness of men. That's when kings lose their crown and they go to the dogs. That's when men become dogs and women become female dogs, bitches. What's up, dog? What are you saying, dog? That's my dog. Hey, bitch, come here, bitch. I'm the baddest bitch on the street. She's the baddest dog. So it's a lower hybrid liberty. These are humans that have been hybridized through colonialism and imperialism. Just like they take natural animals and they domesticate them. And they call it a dog. That's a hybrid. Hybrid dogs. You see, I know we have original dogs in Africa, but the dogs they talking about in the West is these pot cake, these hybrids. You see? So real talk is like we lose the nature of kings and queens and they make us as dogs in the streets. The Bible said that. The Bible said they go about the street like dogs, Yeah. So same said way, the black Americans in America is not the first person to call a woman a bitch. It's actually the Bible. The Bible says it in Psalms. They go around the street as dogs. And what is a female dog? A bitch. So they go around, the women go around the street as bitches. From in the Bible time, bro. Harlotry ain't nothing new. Playing the fool, playing the harlot, playing the girl what everybody wants. That ain't nothing new. We have plenty sisters play the fool back in the day. Still doing it today. But we're not designed to play the fool. Sisters not designed to play the fool. Brothers are not designed to encourage a fool, bro. Don't encourage the sisters to be giving themselves out for nothing. Because they give up on life, because they was raped, because they was exposed too young, or they was brought up in a religion that says it don't matter what you do. Life doesn't matter. None is, give the sister some kind of hope. Yes, sis, no man. You don't, one king man will appreciate you. Keep yourself, until such time. You know what I mean? Yeah, or however, bro, and it's getting out of hand now because it's like 12 women to one man. And then they can turn the brothers homosexual and the sisters encouraging it. You have a lot of sisters that encouraging homosexuality more than men. Most homosexuals hang with women. You'll have one homosexual man, you have about 13 women around him supporting him. Why? Because the black women who've been hurt, they want to see a brother as a homosexual. And they just laugh at him and mock him when he do his, they just be killing them girls. Because they just be laughing at a man as a homosexual. And the brethren think he accepted by his sister and he a part of this girl's club. No. These girls just persecuting you, bro. You was what they wanted those niggas to be who hurt them. These brothers hurt me, bro. So they hate man. So when they look at you, it makes them happy to see a man is a woman. They don't want to see a man. So they want to always hang with this homosexual brethren. Because you show them, what they want to see. They don't want to be around a man. Man hurt them. So it's a lot of psychological stuff going on. Same thing with the sisters. Dyke sisters with 7 niggas on the court playing basketball. Daddy or someone in the family, food or something going wrong and she hate men. But she only hang around men. She would never date a man. Yeah. And niggas who encourage that is niggas same side way who been hurt by a woman. They be like, man, I ain't check for her, man. She's a dyke. It's just all mixed up, bro. It's mixed up. A dyke can't come around me and say she's a no. I can tell you, sis, you're wrong. You're off. You're trying to be me. You can't be me. You have nipples and stuff. And breasts. I don't have them stuff. Yeah, I mean, you have estrogen. Your whole reproductive system is designed different than mine. My reproductive system is designed to protect my testicle. Your reproductive system is designed to protect babies. Yeah, it's 2 different functions. You can never be me. Same thing with a brethren trying to be a woman. You can never be a woman, bro. You could cut your head off. You can't be a woman. Because a real man will never sleep with you. Yeah, a freak like yourself would sleep with you, but a real man would never sleep with you. I would never look at another man, no matter what he cut off, and say, hey, you's a woman, I want to sleep with you. No. Because you is a man. You's a man. A man is always a man. You put a fake vagina, you's a man. You just a man that put a fake stuff there. I don't want that. I want the God-given woman. The natural, who could connect with me from the goddess perspective. I don't even want to understand what's be going on over there. I don't even want to keep that stuff, bro, because that can't even make sense. There's no connection there. There's nothing going on there. That's all satanic. It's the world rebellion against God. The world rebellion against what is natural. The world rebellion against what is truly marriage. The world rebellion about how we're supposed to deal with a relationship. The world rebellion against being single. Marriage, relationship, single, it's just all common sense. It's just all up in the Bible. It's just all up around us. How did we get here? The other day I encountered a homosexual. He trying to tell me, he don't have to respect his parents or his ancestors. So I asked him, how you get here? You intend to find a woman to make children, but you should at least respect how you got here. You didn't get here through 2 men, and you didn't get here through 2 women. So you have to respect how you got here. I don't care what you want to be or what you want to do with your personal life. Well, I do care, because if you keep it up, you can get smite. But at the end of the day, when you make that choice, still remember where you came from. You didn't come from homosexuals. You didn't come from a lesbian. You didn't come from a two-man making children. I keep repeating this because it's the truth. Every homosexual in the world have to respect where they come from. So where you come from is natural. What you're thinking is unnatural. Your parents is natural. They're not fake. What you're thinking is fake. That you could have another man. No, your parents show you what is natural. That's how you got here. My mommy and my daddy come together and they make me. That's the real thing. You trying to go with another man to make a relationship, that's a thought. That's not natural. It's not real. Your parents is always there to remind you of what's real, what's natural. What you trying to do? Yeah. I mean, it's, love of yourself, right? You're just going to love yourself, right? You're just going to do whatever you feel like, right? I know. Yeah, that's the rebellion. That's fine. Satan and the devil and whatever you want to call it. The rebellious or the ungodly, they're just different names. But it's just people who just want to do what they feel like doing. They don't want to follow the natural laws of life, the natural laws of God. They naturally feel they should rebel. They feel it's right that they should rebel against what's right. And they somehow get attention and power from it. You have you got a whole army in America defending these people, giving them so much attention. And I tell the whole world, take the whole homosexual community and put it on an island. And then you'll understand relationship, you'll understand marriage, and you'll understand singleness. If you put all the homosexual on the island, they can't make no children. They still will have to crossbreed. A gay man will have to go find a gay woman and they make children. Then they'll have to teach that child to be gay. But they can't make no children. You leave them on an island without hetero intercourse, 100 years, they all disappear. You just find a bunch of bones, a bunch of male bones buried on the side, and a bunch of female bones buried on the side. Lesbians over here, and the gays over here. 2 different burial sites. None of them buried together. No man and woman buried together. Like the Roman Catholic Church. Sounds familiar. So that's where a lot of homosexuality come from, the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah, I just burn fire. I'm going to powder no one and make friend with no evil word. Yeah, I come to deal with what's natural and what is the truth. Truth can set all us free. Set me free. Yeah, that's why I don't be chasing fornication. I don't be chasing adultery. I don't be chasing women and like I used to and drinking rum and chasing intercourse to please myself. Pleasure myself. Eating these things, I done learn. Over years, you gonna learn. You gonna learn. Yeah, if you go chasing your lusts and your pleasures and you don't use God's commandments to govern yourself, you gonna learn. Solomon learned, and he's the wisest man in his days. He was the wisest man in the whole world, and he had to learn the hard way. Listen to God. One woman, bro. You go get more and more and more. Ask Abraham what happened. You see how Sarah and the handmaid was fussing and caused 2 nations to fight today. Esau and Jacob. Be dread. All the stuff come from that man. One pair, one for this woman, one for that one. Now they fighting. They fighting for birthright. They fighting for this. They fighting for that. It's just a lot of things, isn't that right, man? It bring a lot of trouble to Israel. Multiple wives brought a lot of trouble even to David. David children for all them different wives. Even Solomon testified of it in Songs of Solomon chapter 1. Solomon say, my brothers and sisters hate me, because I is the blackest. Because David had children for different women. Solomon wasn't, was for one for Bathsheba, but the rest of his children was for different women. So they hate Solomon. His brothers, they hate him, and his sisters, they hate him, according to the scriptures, because he was from a different parent. And a lot of us today that growing up in houses that had siblings from a different parent, we understand how that is. That child always get treated different because they don't have the same parent. I know, I don't know, many of us may not experience it, but I experienced it. I live with a sister and a brother that was not my father's child. And he treated them different as much as he loved them. He loved them, but he treated them differently. He couldn't help it. Same thing with Sarah. Sarah child for Abraham, she wanted Abraham to treat that child better than for the handmaid. So she put the handmaid out and chased her. Yeah, gets serious. This gets serious. So it's good to have all your children for one king, have all your children for one woman. So the children don't even fight among themselves. Yeah, you have children for multiple, children will fight among themselves. My 4 princess, at that time, I didn't have my last one yet. The third one, right? She's clingy. She's clingy. So when she come around, she always cling to Papa. She all up on the Papa. Papa eats she right there. So I feed her. So all the other girls decided that I love her more than the rest of them. So they say, I love this one daughter. You hear that? Because it's from a different mommy. So they looking at it like you like this one daughter better than us. I had to sit them down in a room and I had to sit on my daughter's down. I said, where'll get this from? Yeah, daddy, you just discipline us, but you don't discipline her. You always have her around you, but you don't have us around. I said, no. It don't go so. Nothing goes so. This one is quiet. She don't get in trouble. She likes to be around me. That's her choice. Y'all goes around, does stuff, gets in trouble. Don't be around me. That's not my fault. So don't blame it on her. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on yourself. I had to sort this out, seriously. Because they would form enmity against her. They would have start to build jealousy and feelings against the little girl, and she was totally innocent. I knew it. I know she was innocent because I know she clingy. She's a very clingy child. She's not like the rest of the children. The rest of the children go play. She don't want to play. She want to sit right there with daddy and watch whatever daddy do on TV and ask daddy questions. I'll tell her go play and she ain't want to go. She just was that clingy. But to the other princess, in their eyes, it did look like I wanted her all the time. Remember Joseph and his brothers? Yeah, they thought Joseph was like a person who had to die. We had to get rid of him because daddy liked him too much. So I don't want them dealing with my princess like that. Like, we got to cut this one off because daddy liked her too much. So I had to sit them down in a meeting and say, no. Nothing to go so. Nothing to go so. By your works, that's how you get paid. By your action is a reaction. You can't expect to be around me all the time if y'all don't want to be around me all the time. That's her choice. That's why she is. Yes, royal family. Yeah, it's not to brag about. It's, and my baby mamas, they were relationships. They were not like women I just decided to have baby for. You know what I mean? No. They were what I thought was relationship. And I wanted to get married and have children and live together forever. But it didn't work out like that, because there were a lot of problems. Different, like I say, faith, belief systems, living in a corrupted, perverted world. There was just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff, So from the sister and from I, on both sides of the relationships, there was a lot going on, even in the homes of the sister that I dated. Not in my home, there was a lot going on. In the it's no one to blame. No one is bad. No one is wrong. It was an experience that I come to share with ones. that you could take the information, you utilize it, so you don't go through these problems. You'll be in the mix-up. You end up in a Gates where the daughter wants you to stay home and cook and clean all day for her. You've been in a relationship where you're the man and she don't have a problem cooking and cleaning for you. And you coming home to a sweet smelling house and a nice juicy plate of food, and your children all clean up, bathe already. Daddy, Papa, please come, Yeah, you could, so the Bible says, seek and you shall find, so it's good to become one with God first. That's why I say, Empress, go build yourself. Bobo, go build yourself. Become one with yourself first. Know God. Know what God expects from us. Know what God says is good for us. And then you go look for a helpmate. Help yourself before you look for someone to help you. Help yourself. And when you can't help yourself no more, then look for someone to help you. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy and don't want to get to know yourself. Don't want to discipline yourself. To get to know what's good for yourself. Work on yourself. That's what I had to do. From I was a youth, I was on it. Bang, 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 from a youth. Woman to woman to woman. Look at her relationship. Look at this. Look at him trying to complete everything. But never having time to look into myself. Priest Caswell, what you like? What you like is consistent with what God like. What you need to fix in your life to make your life better, to make you a better person, to make you one with God. Fix that. Yeah. And then along the way, you feel, you find a queen to help you. Yeah, to help build the kingdom, to help make it greater, because 2 heads is better than 1. 4 hands is better than 2. You can't go against that. If you got 4 hands and you only got 2 hands, the 4-hand man gonna beat you. When you slap the 4-hand man twice, once, 2, the 4-man slap you 4 times. Wap, 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 wap. So 4 hands always better than 2 hands. You get 2 slap off on him, but he can catch 4 slaps off on you at the same speed of 2 slaps. So 2 heads is better than 1. Just say 1 could chase 1,000. So if I could be out here doing whatever I have to do as a priest, building in salvation, changing my ways, binding up the wicked, if I get a queen that's doing the same thing, 2 could chase 10,000, not 2,000. 1 could chase 1,000. 2 could chase 10,000, not 2,000. When 2 heads come together and multiply 10 times, not just 1 time. You see, 1,000 plus another 1,000 is 2,000. He didn't say that. He said 1 could chase 1,000. So a god and a goddess, 2 people, could chase 10,000 people, bro. So a woman and a man is a very powerful relationship. Very powerful relationship. That's why Satan perverting relationships. He's working his hardest to destroy the family, the human family. Because the human family is what makes everything great. Yeah. Even the pharaohs, they had queens, bro. Can't go against it. They had children. They had family. Family is what makes it grow. You can't have life without family. But Satan wants to destroy this family. So the first thing he do is destroy relationships. He lie about how we supposed to live. Then he destroy what a marriage is. So we don't stay married. So we don't be married long. We don't fulfill the purpose of marriage. You see? And then, he tell us, just please yourself. So we become pleasures of ourselves, and then we become perverted in pleasing ourselves until we start to sleep up with people of our own kind. So we go from being happily married couples with children fulfilling the will of God to homosexuals. From there to there, from God and goddess of creation to 2 man loving himself and 2 women loving themselves. Man fell. Man dumb now. Man used to be smart. Men used to be intelligent. But now men dumb. Because men taking two men and saying they love each other, where that can't even happen. That how how they even figuring out to use that word in that same sentence? I love the man. You know, like it's love a woman, bro. You know, so you see how far humanity fall away from God. It's not the first time it happened. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is real. But this time the whole world becomes Sodom and Gomorrah. Everywhere I go is sissies. Lesbian, homosexual, mix up people. Everywhere I go. When I go to work, when I go to Atlanta, when I go online, even in Ethiopia, I do some research, they got gays there. I say, fireball, even in Ethiopia, ain't nowhere on this planet I could go and don't have the bucking to confuse people. The whole world turned to Sodom and Gomorrah. So ain't no safe place on this side. The whole world gonna burn. Yeah, and only God children, those who ain't into that, God somehow is gonna protect us and keep us. And we gonna inherit earth with our children. We gonna have children, and our children have children, and marriage just how it's supposed to be. But all this madness going on around us, you know, I remember when I was young. I can seal up right now through the Sabbath. I remember when I was young. I used to think of when you have a woman, you got to worry about another brethren coming and taking this woman from you. You know, this is how it was taught. When you used to love a boy, you got to be on your game. When you used to play, you got to be on your game, bro. You got to keep this woman happy. If you don't keep this woman happy, another nigga can come and take her. This is the world we grew up in, this corrupted, freaky world. Not saying that a woman shouldn't even allow another man to take her from her man, because I make her a harlot, make her an adulterer. But they put all the blame on you. You ain't buying what you supposed. You ain't giving a Valentine gift on time. You ain't giving them your own treat now. You ain't doing it right. She going with another lord. You know, so I waking out, trying to keep up with this flesh, bro. Like I say, I can reason, and I'm a reason too much longer on it. But for real talk, just my experience, royal family. You know, they corrupted the whole world. They perverted the whole system of marriage. They perverted the system of relationship. You know, they even perverted what it means to be single. You can't even be single no more in their work, because, you know, they want you to fornicate. Yeah, they saying it's okay for you to play with yourself, love yourself. You know, and that's not biblical. It has nothing to do with, you know, intimacy. It has nothing to do with intercourse. You know, you playing with yourself has nothing to do with intercourse. There's none of that. It's a choice. It's something we've been taught, things we were brought into, you know, that but it's, you know, the natural is to have inflamed system and a woman, and she inflamed system, and you'll come together and your flames make life, you know. But you inflame to yourself, that's loving yourself, ain't nothing gonna come out of that. The self-pleasure is not pleasing God. It's not even helping the earth. It's doing nothing but for you. But people say, well, Bubba, I can't help I don't know why you can't help yourself. You gotta help yourself. Or get some help. Someone that can help you. You know, but that's not natural. Please yourself. You know, you get a woman or you get a man, and then you please each other. And that's what intercourse is originally for man and woman to please each other. And in this process, procreation. You know, so God put this flame in us. He put a flame in the woman, flame in the man. When we see each other, we feel hot. This heat is created. So when we get hot and we come together, God benefits from that. God get more children, and more children mean more generation. Children are the heritage of the Lord. The heritage, the continuance of the Lord is through children. So God put the flame in us to be hot. We come together, we make children. You see, but through the perverted world, you know, the sisters dressing naked, all and seductive and all the alcohol and all, you know, yeah. You get overheated. The brethren get overheated, and, you know, so they got to please themselves, or You know, that's why enough youths is run, go up, fornication and baby, because, you know, they heat it from all the pornography, and even in the foods, they put hormones in the foods and stuff that change people desires and increase the desires, and the, you know, the estrogens, and, you know, making the children them abnormally, you know, excited. Yeah, the television shows and everything. Yes, the corrupt relationship, corrupt marriage, and corrupt even what it means to be single. Yes, Royal Family. I just checking out the comment section right now. Yes, yes. I give thanks for everyone who commented. I think I can wrap it up there today, though. I not see Honorable Majesty the priest. Priest, I not see priest never. Okay, I'm trying to read through that, but we can leave that right there. I fully understand what the writer is saying. But that's what the Father put in my spirit, this, my heavens to talk today. It was difficult for me to kind of come and talk about this, especially on the Sabbath. And it's not one of the best subjects as the priest, even from the altar, when you minister from the altar. These some of the subjects you want to avoid on the Sabbath, in the course, blah, 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 but, it was really pressing on I, to get the information to ones and ones. I even felt someone today out there could use the information. Someone right now watching, they could use the information. They understand a lot of things in their life, what happened to them, and why things happening to them because of this information. When God imparted into my spirit, as I was sitting meditating this morning, God was just imparting this into my spirit, into the words and into my thought. Like, Bubble, yeah, this is what's going on, bro. That's why relationships, you having a hard time. That's why everybody having a hard time. That's why the world going homosexual. Because the morality of family has been destroyed. America buying the LBG community, the United Nations, the churches, all these different organizations, they destroy family. They let the sisters run out and lose their ring and no educate them. And have the heart to talk about abortion. How you get to abortion? Now you telling the sisters to, destroy their children? It's gone too far. So that's why everything is happening that is happening. That's why the fire's all around, the devastation. I ain't here to scare you. I'm trying to make you afraid. Well, see for yourself what's happening to the world. Go look at the sick world we live in. What's going on out there? Just go look. Yeah. And if you think this is normal, this is how humans supposed to live, you've never read this book in your entire life. You need to read this book. Because you don't know nothing but life. This is not life. Drunkenness and drugs and, I was in Atlanta, sisters on cocaine and drugs, in a room, and men just coming in, and she don't know where she is. She just on drugs, and she's just like dead flesh. And I'm like, this is someone's daughter, someone's sister in a basement on drugs. Multiple lords just sleeping with her, and she can't get off the drugs. She hooked. And it's hell. I've seen some places. I've been some places in this world. Hell. H-E-L-L. Hell. People always say, go to hell. You don't have to die to go to hell. There's no hell when you die. When you truly die and go to hell is when you forsake the teachings of God. When you leave the principles of God and you go into this evil world, that's when you go into hell. Yeah, I've been some places and No, that's hell, bro. That's hell. I tell you, young sisters gone. You know, yeah, start out at a party, hanging with friends, try a drug they never try, get hooked on it, and they in a trap house. They call them trap house in the States. In America, it's a trap house. She down in a basement somewhere, and she hooked on this drugs. No one can find her. No one cares. And brethren just come in, and they use her, sell her, abuse her. And it's just not her. It's hundreds of thousands of women across the world. So again, when you see fire, tsunamis, you see hurricanes, you see tons of people dying one time, it has to happen. The world have to clean up. The world is an evil place. It become a very evil place. If you find a king man, you find a queen, don't lose them. Don't take them for granted. Don't take each other for granted. Honor your marriage. Honor your union. Because everything outside of that is hell. Hell. It's torment. King Emmanuel say outside the kingdom is torment. And it's the truth. I've seen it. It's torment. People playing happy and they're not happy. I met people who's I forget what they call it, where the husband sleep with this one wife, and that one husband sleep with this one wife, and that one wife sleep with this one husband. They have some freaky stuff going on in Atlanta. That means the whole true definition of marriage is lost. If a husband, two married couples could come together and sleep with each other and still be married, Rasta, and for years, and just go there every weekend sometimes to switch up and sleep with her. I'm like, for Christ's sake, the definition of marriage is completely lost. The meaning of marriage, the meaning of relationship and how to relate is lost. You might as well be single if you still could sleep with another man's wife and have a wife and the man sleep with your wife. And I bet the man sleeping with the man, the woman, it's an orgy. From the Greeks and, come on. That ain't the life. Nicki Minaj and all these black stars in America drinking all this alcohol and sleeping with each other, getting fake butts and fake breasts. That's not the life. Go into their personal life and look at the misery, the drugs they on, the torment, the illnesses they have. Go check these people's life. Don't mind what you see on the TV. 50 cents, Tupac. Don't look. Remember Michael Jackson? Big star, but coke. This man had the worst personal life a human could have. But his life shown to people was this perfect artist. Don't mind these artists on TV and Martin Lawrence, them and all. Tyler Perry dressed like a woman. How could you have a good relationship with your wife if you was dressed as a woman for a living? And think it's funny. These have turmoil. You see Steve Harvey, my Lord, must he on his fifth wife. Live in a car, slum. People go through some stuff, bro. And now they rich, they still be going through stuff. Because look at Bill Cosby, all the money he had. They hold him down for rape. Don't mind these people. Be just like Solomon. Get 700 wives and later on realize you mess up. I wanted to use another word. But you realize you mess up. So don't follow these music stars and Beanie Man. Beanie Man, you could see Beanie Man, all his hair falling out. That's how stressed out these be. His locks way back here now. He look like Jacob, them one of them alien from a different planet. And he come out to this cable then a man with turban and locks. But he here retracting. But he's the girls them sugar. Stressing him right out. Because how you could be the girl some sugar to the world, but you want to be a husband to your wife at home? That's being a hypocrite. You saying you're true to your wife at home, but in the world, you the girl some sugar. Sema, who got the keys to my beamer? Who in your beamer? Your wife got the keys to your beamer, bro. You forget it. It on the counter. Where your child was sitting. Yeah, so these stars be selling you a life they ain't living. They want you to go be the harlot, to go be the lover boy, to be the simmer. But when he home with his wife cooking and cleaning for him. He don't want his wife sleep with no other nigga. But the girls out there, he want to sleep with not a nigga's girls. Because he's the girls them sugar. But he don't want his wife be the girls them sugar. If Beanie Man is the girls them sugar, what is his wife? The boys them sugar. Because birds of a feather flock together. Fire bun Babylon. What am I realize? Last year, Rastafari. But I ain't gonna pick on no one, but I just put it out there. Because everybody have to stop looking at these idols. Idolatry. You looking at other people and think they got life going good? They idols. They only put them out there to make you think this is what life is about. But all these stars and artists and actors, pastors, preachers, politicians, they have personal lives. I have a pastor as a neighbor. He out preaching, loving him and his wife. He had it the other day. They had one row out of this world. The whole neighbor could hear it. They're humans. But on the altar, he's a man preaching and, everybody, oh, that's the pastor. But when he home next to me, he's a human. That's just like stars. When they on TV, there's this big star. But when they home, they are humans. DJ Khaled, all them be losing their woman. Because they trying to play lover boy on the streets. They trying to play the big star. And they still trying to have love in their life. They trying to have a woman to love them. But that woman ain't gonna love you if you trying to play lover boy, bro. Because I gonna make her go play lover boy. Remember, T in Atlanta. Oh, y'all think both of them don't know these business, eh? Both of them know what's going on. Both of them ain't slipping. We know what is be going on. We's be hearing it too. T.I. in Atlanta. He want to play the trick, so his daughter play the trick. Tupac, he want to play the trick, so the daughter play the trick. Everybody play the trick, bro. Will Smith, you want to play the trick and be a body man, so, your wife, sleep with your friend, your son friend. You want to be a freak? Well, I'm freakier than you. I would sleep with your son's best friend if you think you freaky. And I'll let the world know. And I wouldn't even be ashamed. I'll just let God bald my head. Give me alopecia, curse me. But I can prove to you, I'm the baddest bitch. The worst dog, female dog you can find in America. And in an interview, she said it. I didn't make that up. She says she's the baddest hoe. Yeah, bro, so these people ain't no moral people to be following. Let your children be watching and listening to their music and because they got money. They get this money because they're immoral. They get this money from immoral people who trying to push immorality. VP Records, all these different Tyler Perry studios, Hollywood. These people pushing immorality. They pushing homosexuality. They pushing idolatry, the worship of things and money and paganism. So none of these stars and idols mean you no good. They don't mean you no good. Because they come to teach you immorality. But in their personal lives, they having problems with this immorality. It's causing them their children. Will Smith's child is a girl, but he born a boy. Because of his immorality. But because he's a star, it's not super stupid. A big grown man with a woman got a son, say he's a girl. But we know he's a boy. And now got children following him. Will Smith's son have children around the world following him. Because he's a star. But he's a little boy that thinks he's a girl because his daddy was confused. And you could look at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you could see Will was gay from the beginning. Him and the next brethren, I don't know, to trust the next one. And the daddy confessed he was gay in real life on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The father of the uncle of Fresh Prince, he admitted in real life he was gay. Hollywood is a whole mess. They had a bunch of homosexuals and freaks on TV. Have your children watching it. And now you wake up the day your child off. Yeah. Your child don't know if there's a girl or boy. Yeah. Your child want to dress up like girl and he's a boy. Or your girl child want to play basketball and join the WNBA. The WNBA? What the hell is that? When the world used to be a man, you had the NBA, and that was it. Now you got the WNBA, a bunch of sissy women running around on the court, spanking each other on the butt. It was a bunch of sissy men running on the court, spanking each other on the butt. Now they got a bunch of lesbians, so they promoting this in the schools, the educational systems, the Olympics. Bunch of sissies. The Olympics is from Rome. That's European paganism. You got to know the European games. A part of European games was sleeping with animals and sleeping with each other. That's the Olympics. From Olympia. Oh, the priests know a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's why these turning white. There's knowledge. Yeah. I know a lot of stuff from Olympia. That's the old pagan gods. That's why this whole world Olympics. To bring the world together to spank each other on the butt. And sissy round. Bunch of sissy girls doing male games and male doing female games and all kind of freaky stuff, bro. You got niggas doing ballet in the water for competition for countries. A nigga doing ballet, that's a woman fireball sport, bro. Now you got a woman playing football. Yeah, well, okay. Y'all have a gender confusion problem, bro. The world confused. They don't know what man's supposed to do. They don't know what woman's supposed to do. The man don't know where he's supposed to put his things. A woman don't know where she's supposed to put her things. Everybody confused. And now they got the children gender confused. The children don't know what it is to be a man. Children don't know what it is to be a woman. Give time for King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Give time for Rastafari. Time for Empress Menen, who ain't played a harlot. Give time for Rastafari who ain't played a harlot or played a homosexual, but remain the father and the mother of creation to remind us and to keep us grounded from this world getting crazy, drunk and crazy with power. Marcus Garvey said they drunk and crazy with power because they could do it, they doing it. Reason no have no end, sabbatical love. Again, I hope this video was an encouragement to someone. I hope it was a light, a lamp, to those that may be in darkness of understanding of what's going on around here. I give thanks for God giving me the opportunity. Yeah, fireborn lesbian, man. What kind of funny man, man? What are going judgment, man? No. We give thanks for the remnant. We's the meek, the remnant of the earth. Everyone watching the channel in agreement with I and I. If you're single, hold it as best you can till you get a queen. If you have a queen, a king, stay in it, hold it. Respect the family, honor the family. Don't worry about cars and money and career and all them things. Worry about family. Because when you lose that job, when you get retired, when you get fired, when the banks collapse and the money collapse and all the wealth and everything is confusing, and you have someone that loves you, you have a relationship, you have a marriage, you have someone you could talk to. You don't talk to yourself. I am who's single right now. Yeah, we have a little tougher. We have to carry it our own. We gotta talk to ourselves sometime. Yeah. Hey, wake up, Bo. Motivate yourself. I mean, you don't literally talk to yourself, but you gotta talk to yourself. You gotta tell yourself, get up in the morning and, you don't have that person to come in. Baby, you gotta work. Come, baby, come. I cooked some breakfast. You gonna be so happy to work today. After you know what I cook for you, you have so much energy. You don't have no motivate. You have to motivate yourself. Cook for yourself. You can't look and leave that old dirty plate on the floor from last 3 weeks. You gotta go clean that up yourself. So you gotta talk to yourself. Communicate with yourself. Govern yourself, Yeah. And when you have a helpmate, it makes it easier. Helpmate can help you. And you say she there to pick up your dirty plate. But she can help you. After you eat, you've been working, she can say, Bubba, I know you're tired. I got the plates. I got it. I got it. Just relax, baby. You're going to do what you have to do. Relax, Bubba. Yeah, what I want to, man. Yeah, you don't do it. You bring the food home. The bills then pay. The house is protected. I got you. Your bathroom clean. Your food cooked. Your bed made up, bro. I got a book here to read to you. If the internet off, I'm going to read you till you go to bed. I got you, baby. Yeah, that's a woman that helped the man not to come home and this woman laying up her thing behind judgment, ain't wash nothing, ain't bed, all day past, she ain't bed, her judgment skin, eating potato chips and thing where she sends somebody out to get for her. When you come home, nothing on the stove, then she look it up in your face, you bring anything to eat? Well, fireball, when you go in the room, the bed ain't makeup, clothes all over. You gotta kick the clothes and you gotta fall on the bed with ain't makeup on. Then she walk around, you tired, eh? How you mad? You was the one who been home all day eating and watching TV, getting fat and ain't doing nothing. It's me who been on the road paying the bill. So how you could ask me if I tired? That's a dumb question. If I'm tired of you, yes. So yes, sister, some of us as kings, we don't play either. We don't play. We don't want no stupid woman around us. No dumb woman playing fool. Playing like you got more brains than man. Running after that feminist world. Man and woman equal. Yeah, we equal in rights. But we're not equal in beings. Use a woman as a man. It's two different things. Don't try to push something on me what I know I don't deserve. As a man. Don't try and make me a woman. You ain't pleasing a woman over here. You pleasing a man. So come find out what a man wants if you don't know. Yeah. Same thing with a woman. I ain't pleasing a man, so I gotta find out what a woman wants. Yeah. And most women, when you pay the bills, bring the food, and make children. That's a good woman. A good woman, when you pay the bills, bring the food, clean the yard, stuff like that, kill the garbage, feed the goats, the chickens, things man do. Fight the battles. And then in the house, all she gotta do is clean, 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 cook, clean, dress, clean. You dress the children, you take clothes off, you clean the clothes. You take the bed off, you clean the sheets. That's all the woman do is clean. 21 days, she go through her cleaning. A woman is a very clean being. So if someone call you a nasty woman, oh, ja, you curse. You curse. So sisters, that's why your mommy was trying to teach you how to clean and take care of the house. So you can help a man. A man need you for, you gotta cook, you gotta do nothing. Oh, I can bring the money so we can get a maid. Because you ain't gonna make me no maid. You must see guy make money to get another handmaid. 2 women in the house, if you can handle your business. But you ain't finna make no money to make the priest the maid. No. No, it's ancient Abraham them. Sarah, you better go get your handmaid. You ain't make Abraham no maid. Abraham, hunt, get whatever we need, get we food, we come home, and be ready to relax. Yeah, when God come home, we ready to relax. And too much toiling. That ain't supposed to be. That ain't supposed to be. The man toil on the road. When he come home, he at home. He's supposed to be at a loving place, comfortable place. He's supposed to be happy to come home and hate the road. I don't want to be on that road. I just go get what I have to get to come home to my family. Yeah, but now you have lords to the bar, chilling all night with their friends. Why? Because they won't come home to that woman. She too miserable. She thinks she's the man. And some women the same way. They want to hang out with their friends all night or stay late at the job. Why? They didn't come up to that nigga. Why? Because he was beating her and fussing and carrying on. You know, people don't want to come home to crap. Yeah, don't care who you is. You know, people not going to want to deal with that. So mind our ways, know ourselves. So when we get helpmates or we go to help someone, we could actually help someone or we could actually get some help. You know? Yeah, wake it up the way you have it to be. Art love royal family. Rastafari love. You know what I mean? Like I say, with discretion. We're not condemning no one. We want to not say too useless. They just lack the knowledge. Yeah, uselessness is like if you really can't use something. The woman we could teach, they could learn how to cook and clean. They could learn principle, bro. They can learn. If they willing, they can learn. Who don't know and who know, keep it up. And some man need to learn to get out there and make it too. They need to know how to get out there and make sure that woman eat on time, make sure the house have food, and make sure the house set up properly. No broken doors and broken windows and the roof leaking and all kind of thing. Okay, take care of that woman, bro. Yeah. Make sure she's straight, my lord. No one could fool with her, mess with her. Yeah. Give her that protection. So you can't be around fooling with other girls and then you have your woman home. You disrespecting your woman. She home cleaning your house and you having fun with some nasty hoe who wouldn't even want to come home and clean your house. She just want to open up her legs. You know, you disrespecting your queen, bro. Stop that. You have a good woman home doing good for you, and you're there looking for a rat who's not even willing to come clean your house? Just spend your little money and get you off? It's being childish, bro. You're hurting a whole human being just for pleasure. Remember, man become lovers of themselves. They don't care how they hurt people or how they, you know, destroy people's heart and feelings. Yeah. The sick world we live in. Women do the same thing. Go there and play around with man all day and they got the man out there on the job. Man on the job working hard for you and you won't messing with the gardener. The gardener come to cut your yard, you know, what the man provide. But you messing with the gardener. The gardener come to cut the yard that the man you living with, your husband provide. He is your provider, protector. But you decide to fool the gardener. You worthless. That's worthlessness. That don't make no sense. What you plan on doing with the gardener? Go cut grass too? Even if your husband is cut grass, bro. You know what I mean? Go to work and cut grass with him instead of messing with the gardener. You attracted to lawnmowers? No, I mean, stop living after our lust and enticement. That is not the way to life. I know they make us feel that way. You should get drunk and look at someone lustfully and, ooh, hit that. And that's joy, you know, that's what they teach us. But no, at the end of that is sorrow. There's no goodness in that. You know, we keep ourselves and we get a queen and we keep ourselves for each other. It's not for other people. You know, we have integrity, respect for yourself, honor. And even if you wasn't these things, you could become these things. To change up the renewing of the mind. You know, you start a new life, renew your mind. Things you used to do, don't do them no more. Place you used to go, don't go them no more. Things you used to say, don't say them no more. Change. It's never too late. I'm changing. That's why, like, I'm almost 4 or 5 years honestly, 3 years, 4 or 5 years without even, like, in a relationship right now. Because I'm changing. I'm taking time to change. Many of my years, it was just constantly in and out of relationships. First baby mama, didn't work out 5 years, next 5, you in the next relationship for 5 years, then you're in the next relationship. You know, it's absorbing all your life. So I decided to take some time off from all of that, find out about myself, about my God, and then I'll see what I need from a woman for help. Because a lot of things I thought I needed a woman for, I really didn't need them for. You know, yeah, I really didn't need them for. I discovered I could do these things myself. Yeah. So, in getting to know yourself, you'll get to know what you need a woman for. So when you getting this help, you're getting the help for the right reason. You're not just getting a helpmate, just someone to come in. You're getting them to serve the purpose. For I, my helpmate has to help me serve God. Because I discovered that I must focus my life on serving God. And His righteousness, living holy, living right. So I have to find a sister that can help me do that. Other than that, for any other reason, different view, different mind, different view, aim, different destiny. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yes, Royal Family, give thanks for all who watch. Almost a 3-hour video, love and life, sabbatical love. Give thanks for the encouragement, Yeah, yes, Royal Family. We've been through it. None of us is better than the other either. The woman ain't better off, the man ain't better off. The man ain't bad, the woman ain't bad. You can't blame the woman, you can't blame the man. We were born into sin, a world of sin. We were shaping into this iniquity through the education and things they taught us. But it's for us to repent and renew our minds and become new creatures of this world, as the first creatures was. The first humans, as it was in the beginning, it have to be in this time. We have to bring it forward, the ancient liberty, as God and Goddess. When you got your woman, you never have to worry about her cheating. When you get a man, you never worry about him. That is not even in thought. That come through paganism. It come through, So as we rise our standards, rise our energies, rise our light, we rise together and we lift up a higher standard, in the earth for more peace, more security, more love, for more understanding, yeah. Just say, take time to be holy. Take time to get it right while the world rushing on doing foolishness. In a rush. Amen. Take time. It's better to get married when you 70, 80 years old than, and marry the right person than to get married when you're 12 and it's the wrong person. You're just going to live a whole long, miserable life. A person who find the right person when they're 70, they're just going to live a good life. After they're 70, just going to really just get better and get sweeter. But if you do it wrong early, it's just going to get bitter. More bitter as the years go on. Me and my husband grew apart. Y'all was never really together. That was just your lust. You just wanted to show your mommy and your friends you could get married. You could hug this man. It had nothing to do with God. So it only can get worse over the years. It couldn't really get better. Because it started wrong. When something started wrong, it end wrong. Nothing starts wrong and ends right. Things that start right, no matter what goes wrong, it's going to end right. Because it started right. Yeah, a bow that is set for the bullseye, it may curve along the way, But if you shoot that right from the beginning, it's still going to hit the bullseye. If you shoot the arrow wrong from the beginning, you could do anything in the world. That ain't gonna never hit the bullseye because you shoot it off wrong. It started wrong. That's what Emmanuel teaches. You can't do wrong and get right. Holy Emmanuel, Rastafari, give thanks for the likes, give thanks for the comments. Don't forget to share so others could see and know. Not everybody's here to catch into the live, reasoning. So it's good when we, once I post it, you can take it and share it to others that, wasn't able to catch the live viewing for various reasons. It could be time zone. It could be, the phone availability. It could be, they caught up doing anything. They could even be in service right now. You have many of the angels, God and Goddess worldwide in a sabbatical service going through with the service. So it's a bigger understanding, you know what I mean? But give thanks one and all. I don't know if y'all notice in the background, the light forming some form of like a red, gold, and green rainbow off the purple background. I don't know if y'all seeing it the way I seen it, but as the light fusion, I see a little red, golden grain, patches of light on the background, of this purple wall. So we give thanks for Rastafari. Say, where two or three are gathered, we can make sense of stuff. So, 5 in the White House and a Buckingham Palace, the Roman Catholic, and the Grecians, and, all the nations that forget God. They forget principle. They forget the laws of life. They forget marriage and its meaning, its definition. What it's for, reason and love no end, peace and love, the whole little love. Again, prosperity to all. I hope everyone, out there, you truly with the one you love and you're supposed to be with, and you're helping, you getting the help you need, you know what I mean, and you're working together, you're building, be encouraged. Those not as yet, in the time coming, just bless ones and ones to do the same. God wish that all us could be married. Believe it or not. Yeah. Once you can't carry it no longer, yeah. He say, else you'll have like fire in your bosom. You'll be seeing all these women out here, and then you starting to feel lonely. Why can't I have a sister here, to talk with me and chill with? Or a brother saying a sister saying said, wait, she'll be like, man want me. Man want me help them. Man want me come keep their company, and cook for them and help them clean and thing. This is the start of feels that way, So in time, when you have these urges and you have these needs, just understand patience, endurance, clean hands, pure in heart. Don't lift up your soul to vanity. Don't swear deceitfully. You receive the blessings of Jah and the righteousness of the God of our salvation. Holy King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, man, the God and the Goddess within ourselves will find our true ones. Yeah, true man say, search and you shall find, seek and you shall find, ask and shall be given. Man say, what Jah open, no man shut. What Jah shut, no man open. So Jah is a way maker. Niggas is a way maker. So Jah will make a way for you and them to restore the family. Now I know they say it's 12 women to one man in the last days, and the women going to want to remove their reproach. Yeah, they want to, not be lonely, and that's why some of the sisters turning lesbian, because they trying to cover their reproach. I can't find no man, so I can't get a woman. At least I got someone, I don't know what reproach these brothers trying. I know these brothers trying to do, but most brethren in war, they gay or they in jail. So they're making it really extra hard for the woman, to find someone. So I understand, sisters, what's going on. So just pray to be of the elect. Pray to be of those who God choose to have a king, in this time, because there's a trashiness. Like a lot of people in the world, they ain't going to make it in the kingdom. They're not going to be a part of this oneness. They could be caught up in this lesbianism, I ain't got no man, and sleeping around, and some people like just be their hell. You don't want to be in that. You want to be in a covenant with a queen and your youths, living as the man said, that's the salvation, even for your children, so your children can have an example, to teach their children, through generations, most High Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, peace and love, all in love. Yes, guys, give thanks for the fasting, sabbatical fasting, from 10 p.m. first night, 12 o'clock p.m. first night, fasting until 12 o'clock today. 1 o'clock 1 o'clock today. Could you be on a different timing, So we break with fast at 1 and continue through with the Sabbath. No work, 6-day labor, 7-day rest, no working, no spending, no buying, no selling. Man say, always reason on the 10 commandments, reason on the things of God, Man say you could hold the Sabbath in the tabernacle, or, even in your bedroom. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we give thanks for the day of Sabbath, the day of rest. Give thanks for the reason, and, because even Christ, he taught on the Sabbath day. You know what I mean? Yeah, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and Justice 2,000 years ago. You know, you remember Christ was healing on the Sabbath day. And the Pharisees, they say, hey, you breaking the law. Christ tell them it's good to do good on the Sabbath. Rastafari. And through the fasting, I ain't you wouldn't break my fast yet, so I can't do too much reasoning either. Because once you reasoning, you know, it's take from the goodie. Take strength from the goodie. You see, so Jah even shows us when we fasting, you don't do too much reasoning. I then gone way over time. You know, but what is needful is lawful. Because it's such a time as this, you know, when the saints is tempted, you know, by the enemy, because he knows his time is short. So he can try pervert the saints, you know, of what's moral and what marriage is, what relation with it. But there's even be single. You know, he's trying to pervert that. So hold your firm, hold your integrity, hold the love of God. If you striving and you fighting with an immorality, continue to fight it. Don't give in to it. Not because you losing sometimes to the battle means that that's what you are. You know, you fight in the battle. So eventually you will have the victory over immorality. You know, the victory of good over evil, said our great king. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Karimari, Master Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, first mother of, ancient mother of creation, Empress Menenai, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, peace and love and all of love. Rastafari is the Almighty. Let Jah rise and his enemies be scattered, let those that hate him flee before him. Smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As rocks sweltered before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God, the God of Jacob. Sila, La Siaja, Rastafari, Israel, King is Israel, God, I niggas rule Israel. From King Solomon throne, King David throne, the Holy Ark of the Covenant, Black Solomon, Black King David, you know, greater David, greater son. King Selassie, Jah. Rastafari. Peace and love, all the love. The man lives with 7 words. King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the Black Christ, Jesus Redeemer. The man teaches God is love. So let us love. Must I? Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Peace and love until next time. You know, until we reason again. Another video with the praise. Bless up yourself. Bless up yourself. Bless yourself. You know, do good things for yourself. Eat good things. Drink good things. You know, worship yourself, bathe up yourself, put on some cinnamon and ivory, you know, oils and thing on you, you know, and nice up yourself, bless up yourself. Don't stress up yourself. Stress up yourself worrying about this one and what this one think and this one don't like me and I can't. Don't stress up yourself. I pay this bill yet and I gotta pay my bills and Don't stress up yourself. Bless up yourself. You know, yeah. Life and death in the tongue. Speak life, have life more abundantly. You speak poverty and death, you have that more abundantly. Because life and death is in the tongue. Said the Most High. Juvia. Justify the man said, on the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. You see, so if you have a heart of love, a heart of prosperity, a heart of blessings, you speak blessings. You see, if you have a heart of hate, a heart of, you know, envy, you know, negativity, you're not gonna speak that. You know, and what you speak is what you will have, because life and death is in that tongue. God says, word don't turn void. Everything you say, it has a meaning. So watch what you say too. He said the most deadliest thing on this planet is the tongue. Nothing else. Got to watch what you say. Because it's coming from here. So watch what's in here. Clean the heart. By the renewing of the mind. Re-educate yourself. Store it in your heart. And that's what can come out of you. That's what can manifest. You see? So I tell you, self. It starts with self. Black again. Love, 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 love. Yes, royal family. Yes, King Jeremiah. Jeremy. That's how we go. Not Jeremiah. King Jeremy. Happy Sabbath, Lord. Give thanks for coming in. I just wake up. You see what I was telling once and one? I just was telling the royal family, don't forget to share the video because one's and one's wrong, you know, for different reasons. One's is don't catch the video. I want to be wrestling, you know, like the Honorable Majesty Jeremy, you know. Yeah, the royal family. So he's wrestling over the royal family. He having this big conversation. Yeah, and the Honorable Majesty rest right up. Then he wake up, he's like, oh, the priest online, the priest is yeah. So I just was telling the, you know, the chat, you know, the page, the video, you know, the group, everyone, you know, that's what this happened, you know. So that's why it's important to share it. Share it to your Facebook group, share it to your, you know, your WhatsApp, you know, Instagram, your chat. You never know. Sometimes people just don't know. Like enough time when other honorables like Honorable Prophet I just you know, when he pushing videos, you know, sometimes I subscribe, but you know, when the subscription bell go off or when the notification bell go off, I may not be near my phone. So enough time I spend there having the, you know, doing all kind of different things. And then someone will text me, you know, and they'll share, and I say, oh, I was on, you know, but I miss it. Or sometimes I even catch it. Should they share it to me? I'll run and, you know, go watch it, you know. Yeah. I always try to pay attention to what the brothers and sisters in Bobo Shanti posting, you know, on all mediums, you know, because, you know, man right is God in flesh. You know, each one teach one. So yes, royal family. Until such time, give thanks, Covenant royal family. Yes, Honorable Majesty Jeremy. I have to go and from the beginning and watch it forward, you know, but still give thanks, you know. It just bring a joy, you know, Celestia joy, you know, Emmanuel joy. Just to be with the family of love, the royal black family of right. You know, the man said, those who will do the will of the Father, they is his family. And I noticing that too as I grow older. Even as much as my siblings love me, because I Bobo Shanti and they is not, we just have differences. We just can't get along as tight as we want to, you know, because it's you know, it's a different vibes going on there, you see. Yes, royal family. Yes, royal family. One love, one love, one love. I give thanks for my family here, you know. Yeah, my brothers and sisters, you know, who do the will of the Father, who love God's word and love to live Rastafari way, Manuel way, you know. When I talk with ones and ones, the item can hear me, and I can hear the item. Enough time when I talking to my own siblings, you know, of blood, they really can't hear me. I just can't really hear them. Yeah, because we have two different worlds, you know. Yeah, we have two different meditation. You know, when you say Christ come, they say Christ coming. You know, so one wait and then one has arrived. So that's a difference in the conversation. But when I reason with a Bobo or, you know, Rasta man, then I say Christ come, yeah, Bobo say, yeah man, Christ come. So you can have a conversation about that. But damn, no, it can be like back and forth. No, Christ ain't come. Yes, Christ come. No, Christ ain't come. Yes, Christ come. Oh, no, Christ ain't come. Oh, yes, Christ come. All day you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you know. And you disturb the relationship. So sometimes it's just best to leave it. Yeah, just leave it, and you know, you bless them, you love them, but you know, you begin to see the difference between a true brother, true spirit, faith, and brother by blood and flesh. Yeah. Remember, the arms of flesh will fail you. You dare not trust your own siblings. He said there's a brother there's a friend that stick closer than a brother. The Bible tell you that there is a friend out there, not your blood, that stick closer to you than your sibling. They're looking for you more than your own blood brother or sister. The Bible tell you this. Yeah, you have to see these things. Yeah, it was even I think it's Nathan and Solomon, if I remember, was best friends when Nathan and David was best friends. And Saul wanted to kill David. And Nathan was Saul's daddy. Saul wanted to kill his son, best friend. And Nathan didn't let him do it. So Nathan stick closer to David than he stick to his own daddy. He protected. Wow, that's touching. Last year, Rastafari, reason I'm knowing. Satan is just touch me to the core, you know. It's go deep down in there. It's get the priest. Yeah, when you have people that love you more than, you know, sometimes your own, bro. Yeah, and they protecting you more than your own. You know what I mean? Like how Nathan protect David, you know, from his own father. That's father that couldn't hurt David, bro. You know, that's real friendship. For righteousness' sake, you know, because he know David was right standing. If I get the glory right, if I remember, but I know, say, I remember reading that glory, you know, where Saul was in pursuit, you know, and his son actually assists David, you know, from being hurt from his father, who envied David, didn't want David to reign over Israel, but wanted to keep his communist thing going on. Because he wasn't following God. Saul created a communist government where whatever he says goes, no matter what, whether it's God's word or not, whatever he says goes, because he's the king. So he became a communist king, you see, and God wasn't into that. God is a theocratic government, spiritual government. Righteousness ruled the nation. Not you, because you was king. If you was a wicked king, you can't rule Israel. God ain't gonna let you rule. He gonna move you. Yeah, God is move you and you try to rule Israel and you's a wicked king. You can't rule Israel. That's why I tell them these government and president around here, they can't rule me. How you gonna rule me? But Selassie is my ruler. Queen Elizabeth can't rule me. God moved them. Yeah. Selassie come and show us who's our king. We don't need y'all. Yeah, it's science that is. Yeah, 11 hours, reason I'm there. We're going to 3 o'clock hour, not 3 o'clock, the 3 hour, 301, 3 and 1 and the 1 and 3. 17 views, 7 and the 1. Give thanks for perfection. The 10 likes, give thanks for the 10 commandments. The month of October upcoming. It's a serious month upcoming October. Just in the spirit, just keep telling me after October 2023, something not gonna nice. The 10th month, you see, a Babylon calendar. Yes, right, family. But anyway, we can see how it go. More love and prosperity. Is God bless your heart with words, song, and power. I will overcome the enemy. Laziness, you know, internet problems, financial problems, personal problems. I will overcome them, you know, to bring the word of truth to ones and ones on this station, you know, on this Black Again channel. You know, we keeping it real. We keeping it, you know, black. You know, we keeping it true. You know, we using common sense. You know, the wisdom of the Black supremacist God. You know, of this time, the ancient God of creation, the God of the Bible. You know what I mean? Even in this time, King Emmanuel, Charles Edwards, Marcus Selassie, our whole Trinity. You know, yeah, give us the power and the strength. Yeah, to be the fourth man in this fire in this time, you know, to stand up for niggas. Soldiers are judged thrown, to lift up the royal banners, they cannot suffer loss. The red, gold, and green, the 5-point star, our symbol, the lion symbol. We can't let the banner suffer loss. The red, black, and green same said be the 5-point star, our lion symbol. They're the banners for life. They should never hit the earth. They should never go down to the dust. These ever-living banners, every other flag and banner around the world must come down. Yeah, under these banners. Yeah, these are the original banners of love, the original banners of the earth. So we standing up for niggas to keep pushing forward the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, True Church and Divine Salvation, you know, Black supremacy and righteousness salvation. You know, we Black gods are the first gods of the earth and goddess, you know, and all the other races are children. So we's the supreme being of earth, by birthright and by right. All right, all power belong to the Black world, said the Most High. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Peace and love, all the love. God is love, so let us love once again. Love, love, love. Intelligence run the